Victims with sealed.
It's pretty lame for 6 tickets, I think.
But. It's about the right payout.
Considering it's only 60 play points.
Yeah.
To enter.
So we're doing a sealed tournament. We had originally wanted to do a draft, but they're down right now. Oh God, it's already started. Whew, that was quick.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I like to crack the packs. We don't get to do that.
We do not. All right, so let's pull it down. They had an update and had some issues. That's normal. That's okay. Okay. Oh, it's lagging.
Oh, that's terrific.
I'm not okay.
It's not me.
Okay. Sort by rarity.
If it's lagging, it's definitely the.
Okay, so cards I'm excited to play are Akum Firebird and Drana. If I can be black or red, I'd like to. Both of these are the kind of cards that will win you the game by themselves.
Yeah.
Akum Firebird, even if you answer it, will probably win you the game. And Drana will quickly win you the game.
Yep. So can we make the pictures just a little bigger?
We cannot, but I can turn on the display.
Alright, that'll work.
Alright, we also have Lantern Scout, which is a great white card.
Here, let me... There you go.
Okay. And we have Hero of Gomafata, which is a nice card if we had just a couple allies as well. So we have the beginnings of a beatdown deck. Ornreef Hydra I like. I'm not going to make any sort of special color considerations for it. Alright, let's sort it by color. And look at where our depth's at.
Yeah, so basically now we usually just weed all the cards we definitely don't want to play.
Alright, I'm going to look at my multicolor cards real quick. We've got 2 good ones. I'll run either of those. We have 2 Evolving Wilds and a Fertile Thicket.
Now
so
that's good.
We also have a Pilgrim's Eye. So we have mana fixing. If we'd like to play 3 or 4 colors, that is an option. Let's see. What do we have? Alright, we're going to start with green. I'm going to put the cards that I like in green over here. Remember, green is only... Why is this not... Will you...
I don't know.
Don't be this way. Oh!
Wow. This is totally jacked up.
Yes, it is. Alright. Let's try this again. I'm going to move this over here so I can see. Alright, I'm going to put my green cards here. This works. I got 2 green cards. I don't mind playing this. These are the green cards that I would be like, yeah, I'll play these and be satisfied. These are all satisfactory. A small little stack. It lends itself to playing another color well.
Now, what about call? You don't like call?
I don't mind call. It's just...
It's not yours.
It's not high impact, yeah. Okay. Alright, so red.
So oh my god. Apparently when you...
Yeah, blank columns are messed up. That's where we're at.
So, yeah. So just all the bad cards.
Okay, here we go. I like these. I like the Valakut Predators. I like the Invoker. I like the Nettle Drone. I like that number. I'm really down on the rest of these cards. Like Tunneling Geope and Sure Strike are fine, but the other 3 are just not playable.
So now just take all the cards you don't want in black and put them on top of those red cards.
Now I'm just going to shift them over here.
Okay, that works too.
It's just easier for me to drag them in my mind. All right, so there's 2 cards that play nice with the kind of... All right, Myers Malice is solid. Obviously, Drana's great. Grave Birthing's acceptable. Transgress is good in sealed. Carrier's okay. Alter. Okay, so
I'm
black.
fine with Bone Splinters if we have the deck for it.
I think I'm just fine with Blown Splinters and sealed. You have enough cards that are not great.
That makes sense.
Hey, crew. Alright, let's look at blue. Wavering Elemental. I'm happy to play that. I'm happy to play Windrider Patrol. Cloud Manta is acceptable. Adverse Conditions is acceptable. Sky Spawner's fine. Tightening Coils. Coral Helm Guide. Clutch. Rush of Ice. Okay, yeah, so blue's got like some good stuff going on. So blue, black, red, green, they've all got some. What does white have for me? Sheer Drop, Hero of Gomafata, Shadow Glider, Lantern Scout, Ondu Rising. All the Feldar Cubs that I never wanted to play.
Alright. So now, just take all the blue that you don't want to play and set it on top. Okay, that works too. I think you need to start sorting out the cards you're not going to play then.
Yeah, okay, let's just set aside all the cards I don't
all the cards you're not going to play, just put somewhere. And don't look at them again. Set them all on top of the white or something so that we don't have to see them.
Somewhere right here. Well, I don't know if we want to play 3 colors or not. If we want to play 3 colors, that'll make things very complicated. But let me just set also the cards that I'm not excited to play at all. And then...
I mean, you can set the cards you do want to play on top of the green. It's fine too, but... Man.
I would play all those cards. I don't want to play Dutiful Return if I can avoid it. Or Surge Swarm. Now these are just the cards that I would not play.
I mean, yeah. We're just taking out the absolute junk. This why we don't look at it a bunch of times. Normally we would just set all this somewhere, but empty columns are messed up, so.
Alright, let's go ahead and put the cards that I do want to play or would consider playing over here. And we have the 2 multicolor cards as well.
Alright.
Okay.
So now we can not worry about all that other stuff, except we'll eventually get those evolving wilds.
I'll come back to those colored cards in a minute. Alright, so we have to decide if we want to run 2 colors or 3. We have enough depth that we can run almost any 2 or 3 colors and have it be okay. So I am of the opinion that we just jam in the most powerful cards that have the correct curve. Like we can play white, blue, black, red, or green.
Okay, so once you grab all the cards that we might play, put them down on the bottom and sort those by converted mana cost.
That's going to look real bad. We're just going to have a mix of a bunch of colors.
Well, but we can probably see a trend that way, right?
We'll try it. I do not think it'll look
If not,
good,
we can always put them back the other way.
I have to reset it. Remember? It's not setting right.
Did you sort by converted mana cost?
Yeah.
Alright. So, this also sorts by color.
It does. There's a good mix between all the colors.
So I'm not liking white just looking at this.
White has
a bunch of Feldar Cubs I don't really want to play.
Right. The draw to white is that Lantern Scout, Ondu Greathorn, Lantern Scout, Ondu Rising,
right,
and Hero are very good. But
yeah.
I don't think here. I'm going to put all these cards back away. This is hard for me to read. And then sort color. I think I want to either play black or red and blue.
Okay, so we definitely want to play blue. Looks like the deepest
well,
color to me.
Let's set aside the cards we don't want to play in other colors. Because, like, what does green really have that let's count bombs. That's what I should do. Bombs. Oran Reef Hydra, Tyru Warcaller. I got 2 bombs in green.
Mm-hmm.
In red we have...
And what about those multicolored cards? Are either of those bomb? They don't seem to be.
Catacomb Slicer is real good, but we'll worry about that in a minute. Rolling Thunder and Akum Firebird are, like, premium level bombs. Like, the best bombs you can get. Black has Drana. Just Drana. She's very, very good, but you have to be primary black for her to work. And then blue has 3 good blue flyers, none of which I think are bombs, but are very solid.
2 Rushavast Clutch of Currents kind of cards.
I'm kind of leaning towards blue-red.
Blue-red seems like it had the most depth, so why don't we drag the blue-red down there and, yeah, just the ones you want to play, I mean.
Alright, I don't mind playing a combat trick and an outnumber. Let's leave the Royal Maze trick. Let's pull in the Aberrus. We'll try the Ruination Guide and we'll drop it if it's not good.
We should probably get Coralhelm God, Rush, and Clutch.
Alright, so
that's 21 cards.
Yeah, this deck's building itself for it. Alright, let's go over here and look at our colors cards because I know we have some of those I want.
Yeah.
I want Pilgrim's Eye. We'll check Titan's Presence and we'll check the other 2 big cards and see if we have what it takes to play them. If we don't, we'll cut them.
Alright. So now we're cutting 2 or 3 cards.
Right. Well, first we're figuring out what's playable and what's not playable. So let's go ahead and put Rolling Thunder here. Now we've got our 8s and 9s. We may not be able to run the 8s, which is fine. I think that we don't need to. With 2 Wavewing Elementals, an Akum Firebird, a Wind Rider Patrol, and Rolling Thunder, we've really got these big covered cards, big costed cards covered.
That's a pretty good amount of flying, too.
Yeah. We've got 4 flying threats that have to be answered repeatedly. 4 flying threats that have to be answered. 2 get big, 1 gives us all the cards we'd ever need, and 1 comes back every time we need it. I don't think we can play Titan's Presence. We have 1, 2, 3. We didn't have enough colors cards to play Titan's Presence.
Okay. So that puts us at 22, so if we're planning on running 18 lands, we're good to go. If you think we probably should pull in another card, which Since we don't seem to have much of a high curve, we probably should.
Well, we have other options here. We do have, like, ideal fixing. We have 2 Evolving Wilds and a Pilgrim's Eye. So is there anything worth splashing for is the next card we need to ask ourselves. And unfortunately, we cannot splash for Drana. If she's a single black, I would. Let's put the splashable cards over here. The cards that I would consider splashing in for to add power to our deck, and decide if we want to do any one color for that due to the power level of those cards. So these are cards we get if we splash. Cards we get if we splash. Is there anything in black? I think Myers Malice is a card I would consider splashing.
That's pretty good.
I don't want to splash any double color cards. I don't think any of these other green cards are where I'd want to be for that. So, we can either get... Now, we don't need many cards either. It's just because the splash is so simple that we could consider it. That said, we'd have to look at our weakest cards. We're not going to cut Pilgrim's Eye because of the fixing, but if I had a better red or blue card, I could cut it in this deck because the mana is so simple and so easy to use.
Now, are we trying to play any of the... well, I've forgotten the mechanic we play this set so long, where you put cards back from their exiled and give them get an ability?
We don't
didn't have any of those.
Not that were particularly good. Merge Strider was the only one.
Processes.
Yeah, processing. Yeah. Alright, so we've got 14 creatures, which is not a ton, so we could also splash for a creature like a Myers Malice. I don't think we need to. I think I'd rather just run the safe 2-color deck, but if we wanted to slow the deck down, we can pull in other colors very easily.
So what if we put in Forerunner of Slaughter? Is that worth splashing for?
Definitely not. It's a 2-drop. I hate splashing for 2-drops. I want to splash for big effect cards. Okay. I'm like
mostly just asking the question to give you something to talk about.
I think Wavewing Elemental is an ideal card to splash for, right? It's powerful. No, in draft it's not very good, but in sealed it's a very good card. It's a single color. It's a late drop, so you're probably going to have your splash by the time you get it. It's going to give you a game-ending effect, right? That's what you're looking for. I think it's literally the only splashable card that I see over here. I don't mind splashing for Sheer Drop because it's removal. I don't mind splashing for Ondu Rising because it's actually a 5-drop and it's a race-based card. Ditto for Lantern Scout. The fact that it's a 3-drop doesn't matter. You actually just usually play it later.
I think we should put in one of those 3 white cards and put lands in it.
I think I might just run 22. I might just run 18 lands. I mean, cards that cost more. This is a 5-drop. This is a 5-drop. This has an expensive activated ability. Ruination Guide's not particularly exciting because we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors cards. It's not terrible though. But, you know, we've got the double invokers. So we've got a lot of ways to use mana. I think we just go 18 lands and call it a deck.
Alright.
It's just, you don't usually
get I think we definitely want the Evolving Wilds. I'm not sure if we want to play Fertile Thicket, Looming Spires, Mortuary Mire.
I do want to play Looming Spires, just because it's so easy there. If we were running more colors, like, there is an argument to be made for us running all of the best cards in all the best colors, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of fixing, and if we were running green, we could run 2 Lightspring Druids and a Natural Connection, so we could run a 5-color deck. I don't think we have the bombs to go for that. If we had maybe another black card that maybe want to have the double black and that kind of stuff, but I'd rather just have the consistency of these 2 colors. And I do like that we have the Goblin Warplanes. If we play it against a deck that doesn't have a particularly removal-heavy suite, you can bring them in. They're fine cards when they're doing what they need to do. Royal's Mage's Trick is another card that I could, like... I could bring in a Sheer Drop and a Lantern Scout and a Royal Mage's Trick. Or I could bring in a Myers Malice, a Bone Splinters, and a Royal Mage's Trick against a really aggressive deck, because you can get the 3 colors pretty easy, and then you have ways to answer more of their cards. Or, like, the white cards are life gain and removal. The black cards are more of, like, slowing the game down and removal. But, yeah. Let's go ahead.
So you usually like Fertile Thicket.
I do, but it's not good here. We don't need the colors.
Alright.
Like, we're not going to need a card that gets us another... We don't need a colorless land that fixes mana quite as much. It can be fine, but I think in our deck, I'd rather not have another Enter the Battlefield tap land with our deck having so many such a good curve, right? Let's look at our creatures to non-creatures real quick. Okay, so we've got a decent bit of 3-drop creatures. That's where a lot of our creatures come in. And like adverse conditions, are you?
Yeah, it
really is just messed up. Okay.
Yeah, it just will not.
All right. Well, adverse conditions produce a creature, although it's not an aggressive creature. It's more of a defensive play. Or you can use it to tap down guys and get in.
Yep, Clutch and Rust both make a land into a creature.
So it says we have 14
outnumber,
creatures.
Yeah, outnumber is what you're talking about, right? The
Yeah.
reason you're talking about creatures?
It says we have 14 creatures, but these all can be a creature. For outnumber, I would not be excited to play outnumber on just 14 creatures, but this is more like 18 possible creatures, which is enough to justify something like outnumber in our deck.
Alright, it looks like we need about equal blue and red. And it's saying the same thing, so.
Yeah, we do. And with the 2 Evolving Wilds and the Pilgrim's Eye, I don't feel bad about running a split like this. I don't feel like we're going to be in an awkward position.
The mana symbols are about split too.
And
it's about split top and bottom.
Yep, when they're split, it's just as important, and it's all split fairly evenly.
So
let's talk about sideboard options. Sideboard options. These are cards that we consider sideboarding. With this level of fixing, we can sideboard whatever we'd like, which I do greatly enjoy. Let's see. I do not have too much I'd like to splash in green.
No, unless they have a lot of flying for the plummet. That's about all I really see.
The plummet.
And the reach.
And we can pull in those pretty well. Which also lets us pull in, natural cards we want. But I do like how we have these 3 white cards against aggressive decks, 2 black cards against the more long decks, and we can even pull in something that's not exciting, but is okay, like a Colostria Nightwatch or a Silent Skimmer, like this card that is hard to answer because it has a lot of toughness, and it can just clock in there over and over slowly. You can pull in a Transgress the Mind, and those are all fine cards. You can pull in a Doodle for return even if you just need more card advantage. And the Royal's Mage's Trick can come in on either of those. If I need to be a beatdown deck, if I'm playing against like a ramp deck that doesn't have things to attack with, I would bring in the War Paints and the Reckless Cohort. They're not exciting, but they're just damage. I might even bring in the Merc Strider and cut off a little bit from the top.
Yeah, and I guess if we go long enough, we could actually just play the 8 and 9 drop that we cut.
We could. But see, the thing about it I really like about this deck is that all of these threats are flying threats, and there's just not a lot of answers for flying. Like,
especially with the 4 toughness.
All right, let's submit. I'm feeling pretty good about this deck. It's been a minute since we've had a deck that I would consider
good,
impressive in sealed.
Especially in So I mean, we've drafted okay decks, but in sealed, I feel like it's a large coin flip.
You have to know how to build your best pool, and I mean, we've gone well. Our sealed deck tend to go 2-1, which is not perfect, but it's solid. It means you're doing a solid job, but So the something else I want to talk about was the year of Modern Flashback. Now, Magic Online does a lot of things right and does a little bit more wrong.
I think it's the other way around, but yes.
Wait, you think they do more things right than wrong?
No.
I said they do some things, most things right, and they do a little bit more wrong than they do right.
Oh, okay. That's
right?
a weird way of saying
it.
It
is. It's a fun way to say it.
I would say they do very little right, but
that's not true.
Sometimes they give you a golden nugget of awesomeness to go along with it.
They get quite a bit right, but not as much as I'd like. But on to the point. They're doing Year of Modern Flashbacks, and this is something they're doing majorly right. Starting 12/30, they will.
I plan to do it that day if we can.
We'll try. They're going to do a flashback draft every week, all the way through Modern. The price to enter is going to be 100 play points.
But here's the big thing: you get to keep the cards.
It's not Phantom, so you get to keep the cards to get the cards out, kind of get them in rotation.
And it doesn't matter too much for 8th. It has Blood Moon in it.
It has Blood Moon and maybe a couple other cards.
Sarah Angel, maybe?
That's not worth it.
That's a joke.
most of the sets only have a couple cards, but the prize payout is if you go first, you win 200. If you go second, you win 100. And then third and fourth get 50. So you can keep going pretty well.
Does it have Ambassador Laquatus? Could we get that?
Yeah, Ambassador Laquatus is nice.
That's terrific. Yes, that's exactly what I've always wanted.
Yeah. So 8th is not quite as exciting, but we get to do Mirrodin, and let me tell you guys, if you have not played Triple Mirrodin, it is the strangest, oddest,
So I have
craziest
not
draft
played
set.
triple Mirrodin.
13 land decks. 13 land decks are like tier 1. It is weird. When we get there, we'll get there.
Not super excited about the Champions of Kamigawa, so we'll probably just do Oath. Gatewatch most of that time.
We'll do the Mirrodin block. We'll try to do one a week. Triple Champions is pretty good. Betrayers kind of like reduces the quality, but you will notice that happens a lot, is that when some small sets come in, they reduce the quality. Double Mirrodin Darksteel is a really good set. Mirrodin Darksteel 5th Dawn is terrible because it's an artifact-based theme set, 5-color-based theme set. All right, we'll talk more about this in a minute, though. We got some Magic to play.
Yes, please never do that again. I actually like your enthusiasm. I just also like putting you down for it.
Brad's a mean man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, look, it's a great hand. You can tell because there are 3 lands and cards. I actually really like this hand. We've got 2 possible 3-drops. We're playing first.
Excellent.
Oh, right, because this is a format where you would usually want to draw for the phase, which is good that our opponent's making that play. I think they're usually right to do that, but the fact that we're going to play a Ruination Guide into other stuff.
Into Volkit or bigger.
Yeah.
I don't know what their land does.
It gives their guy +1/+1 in Vigilance.
Excellent. Nothing.
Alright, so I've changed my mind. We're going to play Nettle Drone into Ruination Guide.
Depends on what they play.
I keep forgetting Ruination Guide has Ingest. Alright, opponents blue-white. Don't play a big 6-drop. They did not. Alright, which one of our guys do we want to trade?
You probably want to trade the Nettle Drone.
I agree. And also, I'm going to play the Cloud Mountain into this. Anytime they attack, I will skip and try to trade back. Although, we could make an argument for...
shouldn't we let them attack and just attack them?
They can have certain flyers, but we're going to go ahead and take the damage. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should just attack back.
Let's go ahead and attack. Probably should have played the Ruination Guide, but I actually like not playing the Ruination Guide because our opponents might be more likely to use a removal spell here, and I'd rather they do that. They didn't use one.
So play the Ruination Guide, and then you'll be able to block their creature and then tap to do 1 more damage.
Yep. So we missed out on a piece of damage there, but what we gained was the knowledge of them not playing a removal spell.
Because it would have attacked 1 more damage.
Right, but they might have saved a removal spell for Ruination Guide, which is much more dangerous in some decks than Nettle Drone.
Yeah. Well, this way we get to block too. The other way we wouldn't.
Okay, so they use Skyland Cascade to prevent us from untapping. If they attack here, I'll block with Nettle Drone and ping them and trade. They did not, so I will not tap my guy. I'll keep him from blocking.
Well, keep him for attacking, right?
Or yeah, attacking. Alright, so we can Tightening his Coil through 3-1, or we can get a land. And I think I would rather attack with both, let him kill my Ruination Guide, play my Pilgrim's Eye, and then try to curve out.
That seems right. Also, if they happen to have a trick that might save their creature, you can just bounce their creature in response.
How can I bounce their creature?
Oh, it's a sorcery. My bad.
Yeah, no, the Awaken cards are not that good.
No.
There's only one Awaken.
They would be crazy good if they could do all that.
I'm happy with this trade. Oh, here we go. There's a trick. It's a good trick. Prevents our damage. We follow it up. We get a blue source. Man, Nettle Drone has been doing good work here. Yes, get an island. Play an island. Pass the turn. Alright, and this will open us up to Cloud Manta, which is a big plus right here. Alright.
They pass again.
Yeah.
Nice. So that is an instant, so you can just attack.
Yep. Well, if I'm going to attack, I might as well outnumber to get the damage through. which I don't mind doing because I'm tapping
Yeah,
out.
just go ahead and outnumber then, and then
We should have outnumbered before combat.
you can outnumber before he blocks, right? If you hadn't F2'd, you could have outnumbered.
Yeah, I made a mistake. All right, here we go.
So,
I could just take the trade. And play my
I mean,
answers.
taking the trade is fine. Play the flyer.
Yeah.
Then you can just outnumber the next creature. Oh, now you have to outnumber if he tries to save it. Yeah, outnumber it. See, now it looks like we're pros.
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the reasons I like making that play is that it doesn't. It means my opponent played a card and didn't get anything from it. It does prevent all the damage, but they still lost a creature. And I can actually have 6 because we didn't play another color spell. Yeah, our opponent's not really doing much. They're kind of dirtling, which normally wouldn't be too bad, but we've got a pretty decent board presence here. And Cloud Man is going to be coming down to deliver some beats. And there's our land. So let's go ahead and attack with the squad. Squad, go! And follow it up with the Manta. Leave open the second outnumber.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like, leaving open your red mana feels good. Alright, if our opponent plays anything significant and we don't draw land, I will clutch it. Or play something significant, I'll clutch it and attack. And make one of our mountains bigger. Ah, Sunken Hollow.
Okay, so now if you bounce their creature, don't you kill them? If you draw a land, you definitely kill them. Okay, so now Awaken grants haste, right?
Yep.
Okay. Wait. Oh, okay. It auto did that, or you did it right. One of the two.
I did it correctly.
Okay. It's really confusing playing with mana.
Alright, so our opponent is playing some sort of blue-white, control-y deck.
I think we're good.
Let's double check to make sure, but you are probably right.
I mean, we could put in some stuff to go even faster, but I think they didn't realize that maybe our wave wings will get there. Like, because we
It's
didn't
true.
play anything
It
big.
looked like a chugging, beaten down blue-red deck.
Yeah.
With a punch badly like I did.
Yep.
And the fact of the matter is, we will not win most games by beating people to death
Nope.
with a
We
3-1.
certainly will not.
They do have a decent bit of flying available to them in white, so it can make things a little bit tougher.
And they do have some good block removal, so blocking removal, I mean.
Yeah, we have to be careful about attacking in. So I would look to instants that matter, but I don't know if we have any. I only saw one flyer. If I see another couple flyers, I'll consider finding a way to get Plummet in. But
That's about it.
the rest of these cards just aren't worth picking up here. The other card you can think about is Royal Mage's Trick, because when they use their thing to prevent all combat damage, if you Royal Mage's Trick for 3, it usually prevents them from killing anything. But we're going to go ahead and send this in. Run it back
Seems
again.
fine.
Alright, so our opponent should choose to play here based on how we played the last game. It looks like we're a beatdown deck, and they would probably rather be on the play than the draw because of that. I also think that they would have had a much better chance. Yeah, I'll keep this. It's got a 3-drop into a 4-drop, and we have... Oh! I strongly disagree with them letting us play again, being that we beat them down before turn 6.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're assuming that we just had a really aggressive hand, and we did. But we were about to come out with our, a lot
Much
slower
hand, yeah.
Yeah. But not too much slower. We're going to have some...
3 into a red, and then play our 4-drop.
Play our Cloud
And
Manta.
then play our 5-drop.
And then we have adverse conditions the next turn, and we can tap 2 of their creatures
That's pretty good.
and hit for some decent bit. Alright, if our opponent counters this... Oh, they did not. I was going to say that put them in a slightly better position. I also like how we have Outnumber coming up pretty soon. Like, next turn we'll play Cloud Manta and our Mountain. And then hopefully we draw another Mountain. We can play Invoker and an Outnumber. But if not, we have adverse conditions, which makes a creature, which is relevant for our numbers. Our opponent could very quickly just be in a position where they're staring down, a quick amount of flyers from our fishy death. It's a good guy. attack first.
Yeah.
Alright. It's Cloud Mounta. We're not going to block. And then next turn, we're going to play... If we draw a Mountain, Valakut Evoker Outnumber. If we don't, then Outnumber Adverse Conditions. On their 3/3.
Yes. And so that is worded correctly that we'll get the creature and then do the damage, right? Oh, that's two different cards.
Yeah.
So do we want an untapped land or a tapped land?
I want to play Adverse Conditions, Outnumber on their 3/3, and then just start trading.
Okay, so you want to play the island and use it to tap, right?
Yeah.
So does this tap them, they don't untap next turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so I suggest you hold the outnumber.
I need to use it now, because if they kill one of my creatures in response, then Outnumber won't do anything. They're tapped out.
That's true, however, you could just play the Evolving Wilds. That way if they play an even better creature, you could kill it. Because they don't untap, so you get another turn. It's up to you, though.
Well, the more conservative line is that, I mean, how many 4-drops will they normally have at 5?
How many 4 toughness things?
Yeah.
There's a few.
Did I flying? There's no threats in this.
Well, enough toughness would matter too, wouldn't it? No, it wouldn't matter how much toughness it has as long as it didn't fly.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to this now, just because there's so many white tricks, and I really don't want to open myself up to this getting pumped.
Okay.
And we're getting to the point where I have enough lands to start doing Valakut Evoker, so if it goes a little bit longer, just them not having a 3/3 can make a big difference.
Now, you haven't played a land yet, so you should play an Evolving Wilds, correct?
I did play land. I played an island.
Oh, okay.
So my opponent is probably cursing right now, but we can try. I did. Okay, that's correct. And we'll go ahead and F6. Alright. Ugin's Insight. Happy I killed it. Our opponent does get the Scry 3 and then draw some cards. But we're going to get a hit them
Scry
for
3,
5.
draw 3, right?
Yep, which is powerful. We're going to hit them for 5, put them down to 10. Yeah.
Definitely that. And I would play the Evolving Wilds next turn because you don't need the lands, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Sorry. Attack with all. Alright, and the next turn we will attack with our 6/6 and our ground creatures. They don't
Our
play.
ground creature is going to be huge because of Evolving Wilds.
Yep. And then after combat we'll play the Valakut Invoker. Alright, opponent's playing a 6-drop. Let's see if it's good enough. If it's their Angel, it'll help stave off some damage, but it won't be good enough on its own. Yeah. They shouldn't attack here. They took the correct lines.
Do we want to just play the flying guy and...
Pass the turn and then...
No, play the flying guy and then play the Evolving Wilds and then attack with our ground creature. Because then we just crack the Evolving Wilds if they block.
Let's play the Evolving Wilds and attack. And then after combat, play the Wave Wing.
Okay. So now they can't block our now 4/4, right?
Correct.
But if they don't block our 4/4, we can still crack the Evolving Wilds at him for 6, which would put him on the... Actually, can we just attack and kill them?
We just attack with this. Because then they block here.
Or they don't and they go to 6. I mean, we should just go ahead. We should keep the Evolving Wilds.
We should keep it because the Wave Wing elemental benefits from it. Now we'll play the Wave Wing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Exactly
5.
right.
Yeah. And then we're basically putting our opponent
On dead.
once again to answering it. And if they answer those, then the Valakut Invoker will represent quite a bit of damage as well.
They also can't attack, if that matters.
Yeah, they still can't attack. They are definitely at the mercy of the amount of spells we played. We've played more spells. The spells they've played have all been better than our spells. In fact, none of our spells is as good as their spells. We've just played more. It's the quantity over quality method, which actually works quite well.
Yeah, using your mana efficiently matters a lot in Magic. Oh, well, they're dead. Play the Evolving Wilds.
No, we'll play the Evolving Wilds. Or wait, 1, 2...
And then attack, right?
Well, they probably have a thing that prevents all damage.
Good point.
So we'll play an Evolving Wilds.
We still attack, though.
Yes, we do.
Just not with everything.
Correct. We attack with our 2 big creatures with Landfall. Landfall's really been doing some work this game, by the way. And then we let our opponent play their spell. See, they are playing it, which is not surprising.
With, they're playing it with Awaken this time.
Yep. Which makes sense. They'll awaken their thing. It becomes a 2/2. They'll place their blocks. We can crack a fetch to save our guys.
Did their thing fly? Oh, okay. We can't crack a fetch, so...
Yeah, we can.
We can crack them both, right? No, we can't even crack them both.
Why? That's +4/+4.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's not enough. Okay.
Well, unless it only prevents damage to one of their creatures, but I think it prevents them to all. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's just prevent all combat damage that we dealt this turn by creatures you don't control.
Yep.
Or creatures target opponent controls.
Alright, so...
So we just play the Invoker.
Yeah. Now, we can crack our Evolving Wilds the end of its turn to be able to throw our bolts around.
Will it kill them?
I'm actually going to crack one and sacrifice an Eldrazi Scion to kill the Angel of Renewal.
How does that work?
I crack one fetch land. I crack one so that next turn I definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that'll be 8. Yeah. Okay, now that they cast the Skyline Cascade, it's definitely right to do that.
How are you killing it? Is what I'm
I'm going to kill the Sky Spawner and the land and all that stuff. It means that I can attack with my Pilgrim's Eye, and it represents killing that. So all my creatures represent killing the 4/4 then.
Okay. That's pretty bold.
They have to win somehow. We don't have to block.
No,
Choose
there's
blocker.
no... Actually, you should block that one. Because why not?
It'll make them use their spells, which is what I want them to do.
They can't use their spells. They have to they have to use their spells to block, right?
Possibly. We'll see. They take an extra turn.
Whoa.
That's okay. It doesn't do... What, does 4 damage to us? They draw a card. Which is fine, but paying 6 mana to draw a card, do 4 damage is only okay. And I don't know if they can attack.
I don't think they can attack.
If they have another one of the Encircling Fissures, they can.
What does that do?
Gets back their Encircling Fissure and gives their lands flying.
Alright, is it definitely cracking Evolving Wilds?
Why?
So that we can do the 3 damage?
Oh, yeah. I will end phase. I thought you meant now. I'll go to 10.
Yeah, 10's fine.
Okay, let's get our mountain. And we're playing like we're not going to draw anything. I mean, we could draw anything like a Rolling Thunder or... Second Evoker's not that good. Okay.
So...
5, 6, 7,
the
8.
land flies. So you could theoretically just do 3 damage to their 2/3. Their land would no longer fly. Then you could hit them for 3. you're going to subsequently take 4 in the air.
That's fine. Let's go ahead and do that now. Well, the other option is just to shoot them 3 times, but that'd take too long. Right? Yeah.
I mean, shooting them for 3 or killing a creature and doing 3 is killing a creature and doing 3 is better. So.
Yeah. So they can race us by preventing 3 damage at any time they want. I did not.
Why did you do that?
It's not what I wanted to do.
Well, we're probably getting hit by 4.
Which is fine.
Hope we don't lose because of that. We may very well, though.
Alright. Do I crack this
Nope,
now?
Do not crack it.
Ooh. That guy's gonna be a problem.
Isn't he on the ground?
Yeah, he's unblockable though.
But he's on the ground.
And we can shrink
So
him.
now if you crack the land, an attack would... No. Just attack with the
3-2.
3-2. Right?
Yep.
And don't do anything else?
I don't have enough mana to use this, so okay. So preventing all damage. So let's go ahead and tightening coils.
Wait. Just keep in mind, you can still do 3 to anything.
No, I can't. I only have 7 mana.
Ah, okay.
So we'll tightening coils the 4/4.
That... Well, so if we were going to do that, we probably should have been...
We just do this turn.
Okay, yeah. Well, if you're going to do that, you also need to play the other Invoker.
Yes. I will also play the other Invoker.
I'm a little surprised we drew the spell for only 3 damage.
And then we're going to crack the Evolving Wilds. Yeah.
So, what did they ingest?
I don't know. Mountain.
Hmm.
Alright, so we're going to get our other Evolving Wild.
Yeah, so you're going to go get the land.
Yeah, so we can start shooting. What are they getting back? They're getting back an Ugin's Insight, probably.
So, the only problem with your plan is our flying creatures will not be big enough to get through.
We can swing them both. They don't
But we're
care.
at 5 and they're at 8.
Okay, or we can shoot them and keep back their blockers. They're only getting through 1 a turn.
Okay. That's a good point. Let's do that then.
So our opponent's thinking what they should get. I actually think they should get Encircling Fissure. And they are. Alright, let's go get our mountain.
Hopefully draw something good.
Oh yeah, we have lots of spells that would help.
Not that one.
So they have 3 important attackers, and we have 4 blockers, so we could swing with our 3/4.
So you should play the land first, because then they lose their creature.
Well, then they can just play in this other Circling Fissure, and they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 attackers. And we'll have
But if they
1,
play the Encircling
2
Fissure without getting the creature, which is what they'd have to do right now,
Yeah.
that's good.
Oh, they have to block or shoot.
Yeah, and so they'll block, but it forces the block.
Yeah. Oh, that takes flying away. They have to play Encircling Fissure. I always forget that takes flying away. Because that's what Tightening Coils does. So they'll play their Encircling Fissure.
Oh.
And make a creature, because they have lands.
Oh, that's lands. They're still lands.
Okay, that's fine. We can block 2 and shoot 1 though.
Block 2 and shoot 1, so we'll take 2.
So let's go ahead and shoot 1 before they could have. I don't want to run into their combat tricks. Because we can just block here. So that's 1.
We should block the lands and kill them, right?
Yeah. So let's go ahead and kill their. I guess it doesn't matter.
I think you're preventing combat tricks by keeping the mana up. So, like, keeping the mana up, you just block their lands. They do a combat trick, you shoot their land.
This is true too.
So,
yeah, and if it's a lethal combat trick, they're just going to put on their Benefit Infiltrator. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So we have enough blockers to block all their stuff.
It only makes sense for them to attack with that guy until we die, though. So I think they might die next turn, though.
If we draw a land. Tunneling GOP, sure.
No, we just attack with both the flyers and kill them, right?
Not
Not anymore. So now we attack with both the flyers and put them at 2. That's not very good.
No.
Or we cast Rolling Thunder. How many can we do Rolling Thunder for? So 9 minus 2, 7. So 2 to their creature that is flying, and the rest to them.
They'll play Encircling Fissure.
Do they have it?
Yes, they have it in hand.
You sure?
Yeah, if we attack with everything, then they'll block 1 creature, and they crack back to kill us.
Wait. So,
They have Encircling Fissure in hand.
you sure?
They didn't play it last turn, right?
They made a third. They've played it 3 times.
Oh,
So I'm pretty sure they don't have one in hand.
okay, then yeah, you're
Unless
right.
I'm wrong.
So if we do 2 to this,
And then 5 to them, and then Swain.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Now, we only have to swing with 1 flyer.
Nope, we had a counterspell.
So now we can't attack, right?
If we attack with these 2, they block this one, they trade, then they swing with 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures.
So if we're gonna attack, we're just gonna attack the 3/4.
Yeah, and then we have 3 blockers black. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers.
We block the 2 biggest ones and live. No, still die.
Yeah, so we don't attack.
Oh wait, we block the 3 biggest ones and live.
Alright. Where did the other Encircling Fissure go? Is it exiled?
They played it, got it back. Played
Oh,
it.
they only played the one. Yeah, I forgot that they didn't play 2 there. Okay. So now we're in a tricky spot. They have a 5/5, which we can double block. Which I will double block.
Really?
Yeah, we'll kill it.
That seems like a losing prospect.
What do you think we should do?
So you double block it with the 3/2 and the 2/3? That makes sense.
With the 3/4 and the 2/3.
No. Do not give up our 3/4 flyer. It is
Okay.
holding back their 2/3 flyer.
So we trade 2 creatures for 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that other creature is really good if we draw a land, or if we don't draw a land.
Alright, well, we're down to 2 creatures to their 5.
Yes. It's bad, but that flying landfall guy holds back all their creatures except for the unblockable one.
Alright, another Mountain Exile.
That's good for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a 4/3, or we have 3 damage.
Alright, I think we play the 4/3 and then we just shoot them.
Shoot them. So if we're gonna shoot anything, we probably should.
Shoot the 3/2 flying. I know. But we can play the 4/3, then next turn shoot this, and then attack for lethal.
Okay, that is the best plan.
Okay, we don't attack.
It does force them to block, but then they get to attack with way more things. So, now we might be just dead. No, we have enough blockers.
Yeah, and none of our creatures die from blocks.
Does that gain all?
No, it just gives the guys vigilance,
Oh.
which doesn't particularly matter.
Not at all, actually. They're still just going to attack for 1. Wow, they keep exiling just lands. That's beautiful.
Alright, so we kill their 3/2 flyer.
Yeah. The only thing we hope is that they just don't have it. Because if they have another trick, they got us.
1, 2. Well, can we buy one more turn by playing a creature? That doesn't really help, does it?
It's too risky. I think we have to go for lethal. They've had 1 card in their hand for a very long time, so it's likely a land.
No, that's when they drew. They went to 0. But they did draw 1 card. Alright, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the correct line.
It was the correct line. It's just sometimes the correct line loses, which we see quite frequently. But I do think that going there was right. Because giving them another chance to draw when it doesn't improve our odds is not there. We're less likely to draw something better than a winning board state. Mm-hmm. We already drew the Rolling Thunder, and they had that really clutch
if
counter.
they had it, they had it, but there was a good chance they didn't have it.
Alright, so let's go back and talk on these different sets.
Oh, man.
So,
I'm excited. I'm very infrequently excited about Magic the Gathering Online, simply because I have so many paper cards. I do like drafting with Dan. He's fun to listen to talk sometimes for a little while.
Yeah. So, Oath of the Gatewatch will be there. And as we saw when we talked about the spoiler videos and some of our older videos, 5-color is a supported theme. They have the lands to support it that they already showed. We don't even know what the rest of the cards are. But we know that the lands support it, which is the biggest deal. There's 3 different lands, I think, that support multicolor, 5-color decks. So 5-color will be a thing. You'll be able to play that, which is at least 1 new archetype. Because if 5-color is a thing, green's a thing. And it's also important. Well, it's also important that Oath is Oath, Battle for Zendikar. So it's 2 Oath, 1 Battle for Zendikar, which means that it'll be mostly Oath of the Gatewatch. So if green's good, then green's good, which is a nice thing, a nice spot to be in. And some of the cards that we just thought were okay in green are good support cards right there. Mm-hmm. Triple Champion's pretty strong. I have not played much Champions, Betrayers, and Saviors, but I've heard that Betrayers and Saviors are the weaker of them and not as exciting.
Well, so Champions doesn't have very many cards that are worth anything either. It has the...
Jit?
It has, the Jit and the creature that lets you play 2 lands. No, that might not be in
That's in
Champions.
Zendikar. I don't know. We can check here. It's easy to check. We have our nice handy-dandy MTG Goldfish price lists. Modern. And then we were looking at
Champions.
And we go here, price list, if it ever loads, which it will do.
So let's see. Azusa. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking
Yeah, it has
of.
Azusa, Through the Breach. And remember, these are rares. Boseiju, Knives of
You notice
Gifts.
what's really weird is Sensei's Dividing Top is just not worth but $4. Whereas in paper, Sensei's Dividing Top.
Wow, this is a pricey set in paper. This is a good set.
The Jit's still not even that expensive. Look at that.
Jit's not in this set.
Oh, Jit is in
Right.
Saviors, right?
Well, we can check. Yeah, we've got everything we'd ever need here. And I can misclick. Alright, Betrayers. And
It's Betrayers, okay.
Betrayers or Saviors. We can check all of
It's
them.
definitely Betrayers.
Because we betrayed Kamigawa. Online. Okay, Goryo's Vengeance.
Whoa.
I have one of those. I should get rid of it. Threads. Umazada Jite is down here at $2.
Wow.
Remember
Prices online are crazy.
Well, it's banned in like modern as well. You know, in paper, Jit's at 30, but that's kind of how those
I'm
things.
a little
ban
surprised Glorious Vengeance is that much.
It's get played in modern and legacy right now. It's
Still
part of the
surprised. Still surprised.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be like a 20-cent card, right? It used to be super trashy. Let's go back pretty far. Yes, it used to be literally worth less than a cent. And now it's worth like $16. Just some pretty big gains. Alright, and then here we just have Oboro. I actually got rid of my Oboro
Basically
recently.
it, right? That's the one that just bounces back to your hand?
Yep. It's basically choke protection. You play it in Modern Legacy because you want essentially an island that doesn't lose to choke. And does lose to Blood Moon, which is fine, because if it's not your first... If you have basic islands to go with it, it's fine. But yeah, so... Wait, did I... Oh, there we go. Modern Flashbacks. And then we go into 9th. Let's see what 8th and 9th have for us. I don't really know what they have. I'm not as familiar with the...
8th is, like, completely unknown to me.
I know 8th has the last printing of Blood Moon.
Yeah, other than that...
Online it is $40, and Ensnaring Bridge.
Oh, I should have known Ensnaring Bridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then here we've got... Oh, Blood Moon was in 9th.
Yeah.
Wow, 9th just has Blood Moon.
Pretty much.
You're Blood Moon or Bust. Bust Moons. And all the core sets are basically just play out like really regular sets of Magic, so if that's something you're excited about, but playing bare bones, sort of like basics-oriented Magic.
I'm excited because it's 8th and I've never drafted 8th.
It drafts a lot like all the other ones.
I bet I've drafted.
Drafts like all the other ones. Ravnica block, I'm excited for that. What do we have in Ravnica that's worth the money? There has, other than the duels.
Ravnica block that is worth money.
We're about to find out. Let's see if Brad can guess it.
Man.
Dark Confidant.
Oh, of course, Dark Confidant.
Golgari Grave
It's not even worth much online.
Clips? No, these cards don't see that much play. But decent bit, though. Sacred Foundry, Life from the Loam, all of those. Shadow of the Doubt's $3. That's amusing.
Before they reprinted Remand, those would have been worth a lot.
They're still worth a little bit. Guild Pact has a bunch of lands in Leyline. Makes sense.
Ghostway.
Infernal Tutor, which is a good $46 card there. Helps your
that is crazy.
yeah, Storm's a good deck. That's the problem.
That is crazy.
Alright, and then from Ravnica, we head over to Cold Snap. My first major tournament, where I picked up as many Dark Depths as possible, because I have future vision. Actually, I just got lucky that one time. That one time I knew it was right.
No, you need to like really say that you knew it.
Oh, I knew it was a powerful card, and that
He did not know it would be worth money.
Oh, I knew it was a powerful card, and then it might be eventually, but I was mostly worried because I was I think it was a powerful card.
Look at the paper cost, because that's where you have them. Yeah.
Yeah,
he did good. He did good.
I have foil.
Foil them?
Yeah.
Holy. Not possible.
Where are foils?
You have to search the card and click the one with the shiny mark next to it.
Okay. Dank Depths. That's the card we really want. That's not a real card.
Could be one day. They'll eventually run out of ideas.
Hey, that's not a bad price.
So you have those in paper, right?
I have one in paper.
Whoa.
I got rid of most of my foil ones.
Whoa.
I got rid of most of my Dark Depths when they printed Vampire Hexmage.
And I bet you got a crazy amount of money for them, but not like that.
I got a large amount of my expensive collection. No, it was not quite that much. I think I traded off the regular ones at like about the same actually. They traded them off for like $45, like $5 less, and the foils for like $80. That is how I got my first Underground Sea before I traded it off for about $150.
Whoa, now they're worth twice that.
Yeah.
Is your phone dead? Why won't it come on? I just want to know what time it is. I know there's a computer in front of me, but...
Yeah. Time eludes Brad. Counterbalance! Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble is the real deal, guys. This is a card that I love, and I think that Mishra's Bauble will shoot up even further with the printing of Surge. We talked about Surge. It gives you extra effects when you cast a spell beforehand, but oh my gosh, having free spells is so good. And many decks will be running 4 Mishra Bauble, 4 Phyrexian, no, sorry, what is the card that lets you see a card for free from hand? It's Phyrexian.
Man, I have no... Gitaxian Probe.
Gitaxian Probe.
It's not Phyrexian anything.
Yeah, it's Phyrexian mana. Gitaxian Probe and Mishra's Baubles could be easily a staple. 8 of them will let you consistently cast Surge cards, and if any Surge cards are Modern playable, expect to see those cards.
I really hope Brain Surge is a card. I've come up with this.
That's right.
It's a brainstorm if you Surge it.
Right.
And otherwise, it's 1 and 2 blue.
Yeah, 1 and 2 blue or 2 and 1 blue. Because you have to remember, Brainstorm without costing 1 is not a powerful. Draw 3, put 2 back is not a powerful effect.
And it needs to be an instant.
It would probably be an instant.
Even though Surge on instants is going to be difficult to get.
No, you just played an instant before.
So if it's double blue or Brainstorm for a blue, do you think it'll get played Legacy? I think it might.
It's fine, but it's just like all decks don't even run 4 Brainstorms.
That's true. But the ones that do, they love them.
So then we come up to times. Are we almost ready for our match? Not yet. Then we come up to Time Spiral. Spiral into times. That's the kind of quality jingles you can expect from us, by the way.
Just Dan.
Yeah.
Not a part of this.
Yeah, just me. All right, we can actually see the meta value here.
There's not much.
Unless you're talking about paper.
Oh, there's tons of paper. Yeah,
Boom.
Basically every rare played in EDH.
But yeah, you've got Living End and Vesuva, Ancestral Recall, Ancestral Vision, the kind of card that I like to hold. I have several. I will not trade them until they are legal and modern, whenever that happens.
And it literally could be in January.
It could be any time. Once they unban Ancestral Visions and it is a $40 card, I will get rid of mine.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty true. I think I have some as well.
We can look at them. We can look at when they were worth money. It was when it was not banned.
It's always been banned in Modern, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they banned it in Modern before Modern became a thing.
Okay, it was legal and extended when we had extended.
Yes, if you say so.
I say so. Extended was the format.
Uh-huh.
All right, we can check Planar Chaos, which...
Planar Chaos has Damnation and...
Well, that might not be worth a lot online because Damnation is not played a lot online. Because it's not actually as good of a card as people out. Yeah, it's $14.
It's the most expensive card in the set.
I got rid of my Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth's foil when they said they were going to reprint them. And I actually traded my Yawgmoth Tomb of Urborg for 2 of the From the Vault lands. It was a really good deal. I traded 1 away to get 2.
One foil one?
Yeah, I had a foil Urborg.
Okay, so you traded 1 foil one from the original printing for 2 foil ones from the Vault printing.
And the rest of the cards that came in it, because I got
but there was no other good cards in those, though.
Grave with the Burn Willows.
Oh, okay, there was Go Over the Burn Willows.
Yeah.
So, I'd say you won that one.
I did. I never actually got to trade one $80 card for 2 $80 cards. Felt good. Recommend trading your cards that are worth doubling your value, over doubling your value anytime you can. So I'm not sure if there's any cards worth anything in Future Sight except for Goyf. Yeah. So someone was saying, they comment on our YouTube, because we're at Mobius Pick at YouTube, that they didn't think Goyf would be reprinted in Shadows. And I would say, you are correct. I
actually said that on the stream, didn't I?
Okay, this is a key. No, someone else did. You were on the stream.
I said that before you started the stream.
I do not think it is likely they will reprint Goyf. I think that it is the best time for them to reprint Goyf that has ever been. So of all the times they could print Goyf, it would make the most sense to put it in a set that cares about multiple different card types.
I agree.
If they were going to reprint Goyf, this would be a likely time for it to happen. It doesn't mean that it's likely to reprint Goyf.
Well, they're printing it online, that's for sure, in Future Sight.
Oh, yeah.
When they bring it back. So that'll be another exciting time.
I would love to sell some Goyfs. Several. Foil Goyfs.
It's been a very long time. I don't know that I've ever pulled a Goyf, but I've had a friend pull a Goyf.
I know a guy that knows a guy that pulled a Goyf.
Oh, I mean back in the day when they weren't worth anything.
Oh, yeah.
So
I actually have a cool Goyf story. I was playing Magic with a brand new player who was very bad at the game and very enthusiastic. He had his cards like rubber banded up in the normal like hair tie, dirty cards, like beginning Magic playing. And would play some, and I give him a little advice, and I'm really nice to him, and he's just not at all good at the game yet, very new, and he tells me every time I come here, I buy a pack and open it up just to see what I got in it. And he goes up to the deep, and he goes to them, and he says, can I get a pack of Future Sight? And they say, yeah, sure. And he buys it, comes over, and he's looking through the cards, and he shows me the rare, and it's a Tarmogoyf. And he has no idea. He's like, hey, do you want any of these cards? Like, they don't look good. And I'm like, come over here, let's go talk to these guys. But then he trades his Tarmogoyf in for like, this is when Tarmogoyf was like $100, for like $90 of store credit, because they're not going to turn it over immediately. And buys himself a whole bunch of magic and just has the best day. And then someone afterwards had the audacity to ask me, like, why I didn't just trade him like a dragon for the Goyf. And I was like, because I'm not a terrible person.
Yeah, that's how you make people stop playing Magic.
Yeah, like, if you pull a Goyf, you deserve to leave with $90 of, like, he bought, like, EDH decks. But, like, if you're a brand new player and you got a $100 bill out of a pack, it makes it all worth it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and play the Tunneling Geopede, just because I could play the Ruination Guide.
I think I like Tunneling Geopede, because
I do
you're
too.
likely to get a lot of lands.
I think I'm going to play Tunneling Geopede into Nettle Drone into Ruination Guide. We are on 3 drops of the deck, which is good because we don't have any other lands.
I hope we keep drawing lands, though.
If we do, we have
got to get there eventually.
Yeah, I'm going to follow it with the Nettle Drone and then start tapping the Nettle Drone.
Well...
Okay, never mind. Playing the Valakut Invoker.
So it became a 2/2?
Yep.
Does it have any other abilities?
Nope. They did have mana to play 2 things. They can go ahead and adjust another card.
If we draw a land, what about adverse conditions?
Nah. Alright, let's go ahead and play our 3/2. I'm happy to just hole up and play things. We have a bunch of stuff to play. I'll play a Nettle Drone next turn, and then...
So when they move their equipment over to the other creature, are you going to block with your 3/2?
No, I'm going to let them... Alright, well, we're in a tricky spot now. We are very heavily incentivized to start killing them, because they can make 1/1s every turn.
That's rough.
This is a rough card. This is a... If I see any other enchantments, I might just pull in the Felled Archives. Retreat to Emeria is a standalone win-the-game card.
That's what they're going for.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll attack.
Well, they shouldn't have a 2/3.
Man, we do need to draw some lands, though. Thinking Nettle Drone is still the best bet.
Yep.
So next turn you can tap the Nettle Drone and then Ruination Guide.
Now, we can't attack with the 2/3, because if they have a land drop, they are going to attack for 6. But I think I'm going to hold off, just because if they don't have a land, this holds back both of their attackers. We really don't need to draw much for this Rolling Thunder, really, to get us off the ground as well. Or
Yeah,
our
we
adverse
need one red land, and we'll be in business.
If we draw any land, I'll play the adverse conditions and tap both their guys down, and it provides another mana for the Rolling Thunder, which put our Rolling Thunder to 5, which would let us clear their board. Would you Hedron Blade gives Death Touch when it becomes blocked by colorless creatures. I do not think Hedron Blade is a particularly good card.
Yeah. If they keep drawing lands, they'll win. If they don't, they'll lose. Maybe. Hopefully.
Alright. Let's see.
Pluses.
I would choose pluses in this week, attack for 6. That said, if they do, I will trade one of my guys off. Getting their guys off the board is very important. But the fact of the matter is, Retreat to Emeria basically lets you make an army or grow an army and play spells. That's
Actually, I think you should block both their creatures. You're 3/2 and then you're 2/3. So they still can't attack.
No.
That being said, 5 mana into a spell is not good.
Wow.
I don't know what that one does.
Whenever he casts Instant Sorcery, he gets to awaken 3.
Oh.
It's very powerful.
Wow. So he's built a landfall deck with 1 card.
Yeah, I'll take my free.
It is free.
I could kill. Yeah, that's the right one. I don't want them leaving.
Alright, do we want to tap down both their creatures?
Yeah, we're going to do it on their turn, though, when they go to attack. We're going to tap down. They're both big 2 creatures.
Alright, we'll be sure to respond to it by tapping Nettle Drone.
Yep.
So, not really much reason to attack this
Well,
one. Now, is there a good
we
reason?
could attack for 3, essentially 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, tap down their 2 creatures, and put them at 10, and just try to kill them before they get rolling.
So you could also return their 4/4 to their hand, play the Ruination Guide, tap the Nettle Drone in response, and then hit them for 3 plus 2.
Then they would just block with
They'll block with a 1/1, yeah.
and kill our Nettle Drone. So I'm
Okay, yeah, tap down both their creatures.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, just be sure you don't go to block phase yet, right?
No, they're declaring blockers.
I thought you wanted to tap them down.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
Okay. So that won't end well.
Not for Nettle Drone. It's interesting that they took that block.
But they did 2 free kills, in fact.
I don't think I would have blocked with Norndar.
Why? We don't have anything.
They don't know that.
That's true, but, I mean, we basically just did a really shitty bluff.
Yeah, that's not what I meant to do. That's why it was a shitty bluff. That said, I would take the core ally block, but that's it. All right.
Man, we just lost this game.
Probably. Because I could have swung for 9, and instead we swung for 2.
What, are you not going to bounce their creature?
Do you... No.
Okay.
I'm going to bounce their land when they play their spell. And basically kill a 3/3.
Well, you'll take 3 first, but...
That's fine.
Wow. So, before you enter attack step, be sure to cast your creatures.
Yeah.
Cast your spells.
Yeah, I thought we had a phase after attackers were declared, but I apparently was wrong.
You might be pushing through it.
Mm,
You can check.
I might have... Stop on my turn.
Alright, well, you've made several mistakes because that was unchecked.
Yeah, I normally don't have that unchecked.
Well, that would be why.
Let's go ahead and reset our...
I don't remember those being unchecked. I think they changed some defaults.
I think so too, and that really hurts.
I mean,
we might have just lost the game because I didn't have my stop set correctly, which, that'll happen.
you had actually everything unchecked, which I know is not the case.
Yeah.
So,
Alright, so...
it's definitely because Magic, then. Changed them.
Alright, I'm going to attack with my 2/2/3s. I'm going to play Adverse Conditions.
Not in that order.
No. I'm going to attack... Yeah, I'm attacking my 2/2/3s. They don't have any blocks.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play Adverse Conditions, tap down 2 of their guys. Then I'm going to play Wind Rider Patrol and try to win in air. So this is especially frustrating because if our stuff was correct, we probably would have won.
Just crushed them.
Just based on tempo plays. But that's not what's happening. Because I didn't have my stops right.
Well, they were changed for you. You did not change them, correct?
Yeah, I don't usually keep my stops like that. I just should have been more attentive. But yeah. Alright, so we're going to play Adverse Conditions. If we do not draw something decent off of Adverse Conditions, we can play Ruination Guide and Clutch. Alright, at the beginning of combat, we will play Adverse Conditions. And tap down 2 of their guys. And take 3.
Did you click 2 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. You might have... Nah, I wouldn't block that.
No, I need the mana.
But you got another... We have 2 of them.
Yeah, we do.
Sick.
Alright, so...
Alright, so you can sack that dude, clutch, and awaken a land. It'll still be tapped, but you'll bounce their only creature that doesn't untap, right? That's the 1/1.
Or... I could... Well...
You're at 4, so...
I could play the Ruination Guide and a normal clutch. Attack them for 5, and then untap and play another adverse conditions. I could play a Ruination Guide, not clutch, attack with my team, let them hit me for 3, and then play adverse conditions and clutch and kill them.
Okay. Try it.
Because I'm attacking them for 6 right here.
So you should always keep the mana open so you can play clutch later if you want. You did not.
Oh, post main phase? I was representing outnumber, but yeah. It's true that I could actually play clutch.
Yeah. That's why I would keep that open.
And we're basically playing around nothing.
No, they have something.
They might not. They could just have another land.
Oh, I mean, they have something in their hand. It may not be anything.
I'm actually hoping it's a land because they'll hit us for 3 and then we'll kill them. In spite of all of our misplays and their awesome cards.
Well, so
They're playing a lot of weird
they
cards.
can't attack right now or we'll kill them. Right? How the board stands
1, 2,
now.
3. Yeah.
Now, if they play a land, they get a 1/1 to block as well, but they don't know it'll get clutched.
Right.
Adverse conditions, not clutched.
Yeah, so we lose to Encircling Fissure. If we draw a
Well,
rolling...
Let's
if we
just
draw a
always
mount-
lose to that.
If we
yeah.
draw a mountain, we can Rolling Thunder. Yep.
So they did play a land. They probably are making a 1/1. As that is the only way they live.
They should make a 1/1. There's no reason to give +1/+1. Unless they're going to kill us with a trick.
They got it, they got it.
I'll probably just block if they attack. 1, 2, 3,
Doesn't
4,
change combat, does
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does actually change a lot of things. Oh,
I have another adverse conditions.
it's true.
Then I don't die to a combat trick. Which I would rather not do, being that we die to any of them. And the line they took...
So if they're smart, they'll attack even if they're dead.
Yeah, they should attack.
But if they're real smart, they'll just play the other creature in their hand, right?
Yeah, maybe they have an adverse conditions?
Not sure.
I don't know what they're doing.
They did tap 4 mana.
I mean, that's right about to tap. They could have plenty of things. I have no idea. Okay, they're hitting us for 3 and we can't do anything about it. The last card in their hand is a...
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do. If they have a spell, they have a spell.
And there's nothing we can draw to change anything.
I guess last turn we could have played the Clutch of Currents on their Salvage Drone and played around them possibly having another spell, but I don't like that because then they can play their Salvage Drone again. Like,
That's true.
Then if they played a land, they'd have 2 blockers, a Salvage Drone, and then anything else would be that we would just be dead.
Yep.
And we'd have to use our adverse conditions to not die. And then, like, you have to go for the kill when you're behind, and I can't afford to play around what ifs. I have
So
no
they
idea.
decided to tap a bunch of mana and not use it. Am I
Yes.
correct?
You are correct. Alright, let's go ahead and play the Clutch of Currents,
And bounce their creature, because why not?
and then we'll leave up adverse conditions.
Alright.
So we're casting it without Awaken for blue. If this works, they're dead. Our opponent played very odd.
Well,
We made a very bad play.
what is 5 mana? Is it a big creature? Is it a big spell? I don't know. We got really lucky on that one. That misplay should have cost us the game.
It really should have.
And that was apparently because they reset all the stops when they updated the game.
Yeah. Right, so...
I'll be right back.
I only saw 1 enchantment, so I'm off of Feldar Cup, but we could consider it. I don't think there's really anything else I want. I think I want to run it back. Blue and red don't have that much to offer in it, and I don't think black, green, or white are where I want to be. Our opponent played very oddly that game. I don't want to discount their play skill, because that can be an easy mistake as somebody making 1 or 2 mistakes and thinking they're going to be a bad player. You should always just assume that your opponent's going to do an okay job, at the very least. So we're going to run it back and see how it goes. But that was very weird. Adverse Conditions is a very powerful card. That's what let us win the game. If you can mount any sort of assault and you play 1 or more Adverse Conditions, it can set your opponent back very far. I do like how our deck has a bunch of 3-drops that curve into must-answer 4 and 5 and 6 drops. We've got a lot of flying on the top end and a lot of good aggressive 3-drops on the bottom end. Some of those, like our 2 Valakut Invokers, shoot, and provide us a lot of late-game utility for our 8-drops. Or for 8 mana. We don't actually have any 8-drops, which is like where I like to be. 3-drops that tap for 8. This looks like a great hand. I've got 2-drops, 3-drops, mana, a Rush of Ice, should that be necessary. Alright, our opponent's playing first. Trying to beat us down. So my plan is to play Quorum Helm Guide into Valakut Invoker. Alright. And we've got something to do real late with our Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder!
Coilhelm God into Valakut Invoker and possibly a Pilgrim's Eye unless we draw that next land and the next creature.
Yeah. We'll probably draw land before we can play Pilgrim's Eye, but Pilgrim's Eye will be a great 4-drop. Hopefully it'll set us up for a turn 5 rush. And then playing 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, 5-drop usually just wins you the game.
It's very true. You can probably just have 6 their turn
Yeah, I'm actually going to take off
during the draw
on my turn because I don't need it on my draw. And I'm going to take it off on my instep because I don't need it on my instep. And I usually don't need it on those. I add those back in if I need them. But all my combat ones are the ones where I want them. We had made lots of mistakes.
Yeah, and I mean, that had to be a patch thing because we always did it before. Alright.
Let's get an attack. Alright. Put our Quorum. And then we'll play our Invoker. They have something. They have something. Okay.
Okay. Well.
Right? I mean,
whatever.
That's a good time for them to play that, but I really don't care. I'd rather than use their removal spells on my 2-1 than my 2-3. The thing about Quorum Guide is it's actually worse in our deck than most because we don't have large ground creatures. We have flyers, so.
Very true.
Usually I don't like Quorum Helm Guide in draft because it's more of an aggressive card, and the blue-red decks don't tend to be that aggressive, so it's a little awkward of a spot. Oh, there we go, drawing 2 cards. It's a good play for them. Fortunately, they didn't awaken it. I think that's probably one of the best awaken cards. Getting a 4/4 and 2 cards is like Mole Drifter levels of great. It's like a bad Mole Drifter, which makes it a great first pick.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, so more beef.
Yes. So
and then you want to play the Evolving Wilds of the Mountain, and what's your reason?
I'm going to play the Evolving Wilds because there's nothing to play for the Mountain, and we'd like to have mana untapped.
Okay.
Next turn, I'm probably going to want 5 mana for Rush of Ice.
Just in case we draw
or
Rolling
Thunder.
Okay.
Or Pilgrims.
Or any of our 5-drops, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. And that's more important than the landfall, even though our landfall is on 5-drops and 4-drops.
We don't have the landfall creatures in hand. That's the real reason.
So you're not worried about it.
And in fact, I'll actually just go ahead and get this now. The plane.
Yeah, you definitely need to attack, though. Don't forget that.
Definitely. Alright, and now we have quite a few attackers represented. Should we want, we can sacrifice our Eldrazi Scion to Rush of Ice.
And have the Awaken thing.
Hit, and we probably will. Assuming our opponent plays a creature that's on the ground that we need to get out of the way, and that'll be 5 or 7, depending on what they play. And then after we have the Rush of Ice, we'll have 4 mana open for just a Rolling Thunder. Which, okay, everybody's playing something big.
Oh, that's a great thing to Rush of Ice.
It's okay. But we will Rush of Ice, because we really don't have a better play.
We'd much rather bounce it, but we just can't, so.
So let's go ahead and sacrifice this creature. Rush of Ice will awaken. Choose land you control. Alright. And we'll hit them for 7, put them down to 11. Then we'll have enough attack and defense to keep them off of attacking us. And then we'll start just kind of slow rolling all the rest of our stuff out. Alright, so this will likely be our last... well, actually, we have one more attack after this one, because it doesn't attack next turn. But we hit them down to 11. We also have Tunneling Geopede and Rolling Thunder to kind of put us in a decent position. Yeah, the Envoy's not good enough here.
That actually doesn't do anything except chump block. That does something.
Okay.
So do you want to attack Rolling Thunder to finish that thing off?
No, I think I'm going to play Tunneling Geopede.
Wait. So if we attack, they will block probably the biggest one. And then we Rolling Thunder and just do... Well, so we play a land, so we'll do 3 damage. So we'll finish that off and do 2 to their face. So we'll lose the 3/3, and
we'll just kill both of these. So sure, actually, I like that.
Well, they'll probably block with that other one, so we'll probably only do 2 damage.
All right, let's go ahead and do that then.
But we'll kill the big thing, is the important thing.
Yeah.
Now, even if they bark smartly, we can do 2 damage and kill that thing. So all of our creatures are lethal for the 4/4.
Yeah.
And our flyer can't die, right? That thing does fly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're not going to block with the 2/1. I would.
Which would be an even bigger blowout. And not playing the land was pretty clever, too.
Yeah. I think the blocking with this is... Wow, that is surprising.
I figured they would. I didn't think it was a good play, but I think it was the play that they were going to make. Alright, so now we Rolling Thunder, 1 to there, 2 to their face.
Yeah. Alright, the next turn we play Pilgrim's Eye, get a land.
And then hit them for 2.
Oh, could just play... Hopefully we draw a land, so I can play Tunneling Geopede.
And Pilgrim's Eye.
Pilgrim's Eye. Well, I can play both.
Tunneling Geopede and then land Pilgrim's Eye.
Yeah.
Which gets a land, so Tunneling Geopede does 2 damage to them. Which
Right.
is pretty significant, because they're at 7 and we're going to do 2 flying.
I think I actually might just play, if I don't draw land, Pilgrim's Eye, or...
No, I think Tunneling Geopede is the best answer. Because that 1 damage is going to matter a lot.
Well, the Pilgrim's Eye does 1 damage because it's flying. And then I'm
True.
squeaking out every bit of damage as quickly as possible. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm going to go with, because this 2/3 is not going to be getting through. Because I'm going to do 2 to them next turn, and then I'll play the Pilgrim's Eye, and the next turn I'll play Tunneling Geopede and a land, and then hopefully we get a land each turn, but regardless. All right, I think they should be making creatures and attacking with their 4/4. They're just going to attack for 5.
Well, that's great for us.
It really is.
Because that means we can attack for more.
Oh, they can attack back for 8. I might trade my 2/3 for their 3/2.
They can attack back to 8, but they'll go to 4 to do it. Not to mention we'll have a blocker. Alright, wait. Tunneling Geopede.
Yeah.
And leave 1 red up.
I should have attacked first. Let's go ahead and attack. Right? Because I'm doing 4, 5, 6. They'll be at 1, and they'll have to answer 2 creatures. So let's go ahead and attack.
Yeah. Well, they'll be at 1 and we'll have... Well, they'll be at 1... Oh, we won't have a land. Never mind. Oh, we'll have a land from Pilgrim's Eye, so they're actually dead.
They just blocked with Coraline Guide?
I thought they might.
They're doing weird
They're
stuff.
just trying to live long enough.
Our opponent is at 3. We have lethal on board multiple ways. They can't attack. If they wrath the board, then we have a 3-turn clock.
Yes. So they might get a creature.
It doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. Also,
I don't like that guy.
They have a lot of good cards that they opened, like the Channeler's fine, and the Gideon's Approach, and the Retreat, and Northern Guard.
God.
But they're playing a lot of bad cards. Like, I do not want to play Kite Sail Scouts or Expedition Envoys. Like, they just don't have enough impact. They're not playing around any tricks. They're just attacking and blocking in ways where it's just like, hope they don't have anything, any potential line when they're ahead or behind.
Which we haven't.
We haven't, but we have them in our deck.
They are in our deck.
There have been multiple times where if they made different plays, they would have won, or greatly reduced the chances of them losing. And now, like,
alright, so
we start with the land because we want to get the damage in,
very true.
and then I attack with everything.
And put them at 1?
Put them at dead.
No, it puts them at 1. They block our flyer, they block our 3/2, puts them at 1.
What? Puts them at dead. You forgot about Tunnel Geopede.
Do the math again. Oh, they're at 2. Right.
Yeah, because they took one.
That does put them at dead. They hadn't taken the wood. And I inherently cannot do math.
I mean, they could have a removal spell, but they haven't played it beforehand.
It could have any number of things.
And then if they block our 2 creatures, we'll have 3 creatures left and get to kill them next turn.
Yeah.
The argument for not doing this is that we would kill them in a couple turns without that. We could just attack with our flyers, and etc., etc. But they didn't have anything.
So, have we gone 4-0?
We have.
That is crazy.
We got that good deck. We know how to play Magic. The first people we played well. Those people did not play Magic well. That was
yeah.
They played like they just weren't as comfortable as they should have been. All right, Future Sight. Wow, Goif is only $71 online.
Only 71.
And Grove of the Burn Willows is like $1 billion. Horizon Game. This set's a good set for value. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Future Sight. Of course, it's only 1 pack.
So there we go. $70, $181.
That's what we want to open all day long.
So
Foil.
Goif went down. It used to be 200, right?
Online? I don't think it was
In
over
paper.
200 online.
No, in paper.
It was actually up to 250.
Well, it's at 183 now.
Yeah, it was up to 250.
Your Goifs are losing value. Ship them now.
Ship them? No, not really.
Ship them. Ship
I'm
them.
going to keep them forever. So, when it becomes Modern Season again, whatever they call that, because Modern happens so often now, it's hard to keep track, then it will go back up.
Yeah. If I had Goifs, I might let them go before Shadows of Innistrad. Again, it's not likely, but it's the most likely time.
They're mine. They're mine forever.
Now, you want them... You mean a playset. If you had 10, would you keep all 10 forever? Let's say you had 10.
So, I bought mine at 150, I believe.
Let's say you had 10. You have 10. And Shadow of Innistrad's coming out, and you know one of the mechanics is I care about different card types in the graveyard. Do you go or do you stay?
So, that depends.
Because we know that's a mechanic.
How much money am I making? Because
you're making $30 right now. Because you bought them at $150.
No. Because I couldn't sell them to a store at $180.
Oh.
No, I probably couldn't even sell them to a store for $150 if they're going for $180. I might can. But I'm not selling them for what I got them for.
Okay.
No point.
All right, so that's where you're at there. You're not buying out right there.
Now, if they get down to $150, that sucks. If they get up to $250 though, because they're in standard, then
I don't think that that's possible.
What about like the day before, like first weekend of standard? People need to go buy them. They might hit 200. I might sell them for 200.
I mean, I would definitely.
If I had 10.
Standard would decrease their cost. That said, let's say that you don't. Let's say that you held onto yours and Shadows dropped them down into the mid hundreds, like low hundreds.
That would be sad.
Over time, they just go back up.
They do go back up.
It's not like Goif is a reprintable card option.
So that is also my bias because I really don't think they will ever put that card in standard because they don't need to sell product.
No, they don't.
Just do not need to.
They do not. Brad is basically talking about them keeping Goif as a sort of promo-only card that exists in alternate products like Modern Masters, or maybe let's say there's $100 box set.
I would coin. I don't even know if I'm coining. I might have read this somewhere. Premium product. It's a premium card. It holds a premium because it is a Goif. And
cards like Wasteland and Force of Will exist in this plane as well. They could be cards that we see reprinted, and in fact, we did just see Wasteland reprinted at such a high rarity. So all the cards that they've ever put in EDH product are in this category. Those are not in Modern yet, but putting them in Modern, like they did with a couple cards. Right? And there could have been, they could have come out in any Commander product, Wasteland or Force of Will could have been printed. It was not to hold the price up. Because they could have, and it would have not been unreasonable. Well, also to make it so that casuals can actually get the product. Because, anytime they put an expensive card in a Commander product, you can't buy that one. So they had the $80 products, the Commander Arsenals. Let's say that in a Commander Arsenal they put Force of Will. And you know how much those came without being anything more than a few cards. Those were like $200, $250, right? Well, there was a $200 card in them. Imperial Recruiter was in it. So it made sense. But yeah, it goes basically... Yes. The MSRP goes slightly below the most expensive card. No. Which, no, it was far more than... So that version was not worth $200. Oh, okay. That version might have been worth $60. But all those cards together was worth like $300 or $400. Yeah, and it's going for $200 or $300. So, and I was lucky enough to get them at MSRP. So let's say that it's something that is basically unstoppable. Like, okay, Commander product has never actually run out because big box retailers like Target and Walmart keep them, and they don't really go out of stock because they have an unlimited stock. That's not really true, because when the really expensive cards came out the first time, the first Commander, they didn't print enough of them, and you couldn't get them at Target. But the second one they did. People would go to Target and buy all of just that one. Right. The second product, they decided to alter the print runs so that they made more of the ones people wanted and less of the ones people didn't want. Smart move, Wizards. Yeah, but they did that in the second run, not the first. Right. So at the very beginning, you couldn't find those. So let's say they made one, called Counter Lunch, and it had Force of Will in it. Force of Will was in that set of Commander product, and they sold MSRP was $40. So you get a free bunch of cards. No other cards in there are good enough to be worth anything. They're just cool. But Force of Will by itself worth $100. Yep. And so they're basically saying Force of Will are $40. Get as many as you can. Now, obviously they're gonna keep running at Targets, and Target will keep selling out, and then they'll keep stocking them. And eventually it would get down. Yes, because close to $40. Eventually. Yeah, because they would, Wizards just keeps printing $40 bills. They're like, have you seen all the $40 bills I make? And nobody minds, because at some point... there's plenty of people that mind. Only the people that are holding Force of Wills, and those people should know that Wizards has the okay to print that card whenever they want. It's not on the reserve list, there's no promises. They're reprinting Wasteland in an expedition, which means that it doesn't really... price at all. In fact, the Wasteland expedition one will probably be more expensive. It'll be super expensive. But if they printed, me and Brad are Wasteland owners. Brad, would you be surprised or offended if they reprinted Wasteland in some sort of product? I would be certainly surprised, not particularly offended. Right, but you don't have this mental investment. Like in your dual lands, you have a mental investment that those are guaranteed not to be reprinted. Right, and if they ever change that, it will piss me off as an owner because they've made that promise. Right, and I used to think, they should reprint those until I owned them and I paid the premium to get them, and now I understand the other side of the argument. Some people agree with him. Some people don't, that are dual owners. Well, so the argument that's always made by people like me, which is a horrible argument, is you don't have the right to own them unless you bought them. Right. Not everybody has the right to have those. That is a pretty hardcore elitist statement. I don't believe that. We have another friend that also owns a slightly smaller but just as heavy in duels. Doesn't Zach own almost all the duels as well? Yeah. So he has almost the same investment, a little bit less than Brad, but not significant. And he's of the opinion that he would not mind them being printed again. But he is also a very avid Legacy player, and he's of the correct mindset that if it was cheaper again, there would be some amount of more players. But regardless of all of that aside, Wasteland and Force of Will, Rattlehead, people say that they can take legal action against that, but for what it's
Good
really...
luck.
Well, here's the thing. Let's say they do. Let's say you get to sue Wizards. How much more money are they going to make from printing those cards? Like, all right, Brad, let's say that you made a legal...
So I don't have enough money to sue Wizards.
Well,
they could steal my child. I wouldn't have enough money.
It's a class...
It's real. There's no...
It's a class action lawsuit.
There's no amount of money that would matter to them that they would not sell more product.
Right.
I mean,
so if Brad and me
yeah.
enter a contract and I tell Brad, you can't sell Lemonade within this playing, and he signs it, and then Lemonade shoots up, and he knows that he'll make 30 times, 100 times, probably for
Doesn't
Wizards,
matter.
like 100,000 times the amount of money that he would sue him, he'd be like, okay, Daniel, here's your settlement.
Now that being said, there's a lot of people that would just be like, all right, I'm selling all my cards, and I'm never playing this game again. Ever.
I don't think it would outrace that, though. There's more standard players than any other players.
While I agree with that, they do probably make the most money on standard, but the game has to grow somehow.
You just rip it off of the standard players.
Yeah.
All that aside, none of that's particularly important. The reason they hold the reserve list is for two reasons. They have decided to abandon Legacy in prints.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's fine. Brad can be happy, and everyone else will be happy, and Modern is their compromise. And then secondly, they like to have consumer confidence. Wizards is not just in the money of making money.
In the market of making money.
They're in
Magic Online feels like they are.
In the long term, they want stability of product. So they want to have a product that can continue. Right. So, making more money in the next 5 years, they could do a lot of things. But their goal is to make a lot of money over the next 50 years. Their goal is for Magic to essentially be Monopoly, a game that never ends.
Yes.
With a little bit more fun.
Unlike Monopoly. You're not really comparing it to a very good game.
Some people like the salt.
There's a lot of salt in Monopoly and in Magic.
It's
so
true.
Maybe you've adequately described it in some crazy way.
But the point comes back to Force of Will and Wasteland are not promised cards, and you should feel no way attached to the fact that your Tarmogoyf, your Force of Will, or your Wasteland are not unreprintable in any capacity. Now, the good news about two of those cards is I feel that both Force of Will and Wasteland are completely unprintable in Standard, and that
I don't even think they would be that good.
Wasteland would be amazing.
Wasteland would be amazing, but it wouldn't be the end-all be-all of cards.
It would be the...
Now, here's the funny thing about Wasteland. It would be in everybody's deck. Until Red started playing.
Well, here's the other thing about it.
Because Red would play 4 Wastelands and Mountains.
The real problem is, imagine a Modern with Tech Edge, Ghost Quarter, and Wasteland.
They would just auto-ban it in Modern.
Yeah, they could.
They don't want it to be Legacy, so they would just axe it.
They're not in the market of making short-term money over long-term gains.
Yeah,
rather.
they are in the market for making money.
It is their job to make money. We should pay for Magic, and if you are happy to play it and you have the money to play it, then it's, Red Hole, they changed their policy on Mythics, and that's just how they went with it. Mythics are not the only playable cards. There are playable commons, uncommons, Mythics, and rares. They could create a Magic system that was basically only playable with rares and Mythics, which is not the case. So
yeah, but
Magic doesn't ring out every last dollar.
They did say that.
Oh yeah, they changed it. Definitely. Part of that comes from trying to consistently perform in set pack sales, which is part of their job, and part of that comes from limited formats. Like Planeswalkers should not be rares. Name a format where
I agree with that.
Just because of limited creates a necessity for the mythic rare.
That being said, they should have known better than to say that.
They should not have said that. They should have just said these are going to be extra rare cards, etc.
So I really didn't like them going to Mythics. I still don't like it.
I like it in limited. I don't like it in constructed. In limited, what it allows you to do is have a good limited environment without having overly powerful cards. Imagine if you...
You're right, but they could just power up all the other cards to meet or make the removal better. Like, they could work around it like they did in the sets before they had Mythics. Just like they did.
Bombs used to be more important. Bombs often... Or you had older sets where this is a keep.
Yes.
It's a kind of like...
It's not a very good keep, but it's a keep.
Yeah, you can't ship this. It's just,
they are also playing first.
Weird. Which plays well for this hand. This hand's slow. I've got like tightening coils into drawing some lands into Sure Strike.
Wow. This is a rough hand. It could get instantly better though. One creature.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of 3-drops. Alright, so I guess we can go ahead and tightening coils that right now. There's no reason not to, and it doesn't get any better.
It's a good point.
At any time they want to, they can just use their Feldar Cup to make our other threat not as good. We might have prevented as much damage as possible. And we don't have any other enchantments in our deck.
That's a good point. Wow.
All right.
So even though they had a pretty aggressive start, seems like they're going to try to play defense.
I don't think they had a particularly aggressive start.
Felt like it there for a second, but you might be right. It doesn't really matter what you get here. So
let's double check. I'll go ahead and get a island.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's literally no difference.
All right. So I actually really like playing against the blue-white deck. I expect their deck to be high quality, but the reason I really like playing against it is that we have a lot of flyers.
We do, in fact, have a lot of flyers. Wow, we have drawn really poorly. That being said, this is all good late game.
I mean, what have they done? What will they do?
So maybe they will play another creature which we can put back in their hand and make a 3/3 to basically time walk them. And then we'll have a 3/3.
All right, they've got to retreat, so we're in trouble.
Is that what we just played against?
Yeah. It's a good card. It's a really good uncommon. Sure. Let's play Tunneling GOP and wait for a while.
Right.
Play
Yeah.
land.
It's a good plan. It's a good plan.
Eventually they'll play... Cancel. Always yield. Eventually they'll play a threat, and I will clutch it, and then they'll replay it, and then I will...
Clutch it and make a 3/3. And then they will replay it, and you will rush Vice and make a 3/3.
make a 6/6. Then I can swing through their
Oh,
6.
you would rather make a 6. Okay. That makes more sense.
They can answer my 3/3. That's fine.
Alright, so instead of putting that back in their hand, let's think
I can
for a
play
second.
Coral Guy and Sure Strike, and I can kill their 06 or their 3/2.
So you want to do what now?
Attack with Tumbling Guide. They block with something. I play Sure Strike, kill that something, then play Coral Guide.
That seems reasonable. Hopefully we'll get another land next turn. So I would like to start playing our Awaken spells.
Me too.
Now, yeah, they're not going to not block, I don't think. It does stink that we burned a trick on that, but from now on we can attack unblocked, or we can do a trick every turn.
It also means we can spread out our 3/3s if we feel need be, and we're not forced into a. Oh wow, that's an interesting attack. I actually don't agree with that at all, unless they have something really good to block with.
They're not really worried about their life, I don't guess.
I don't know why they wouldn't be. They have a Retreat to Emeria and a Blighted Steppe. They have plenty of late game power. Ah, because they have a Guardian of Tazim.
Oh. So, land, put that back in their hand?
Yes.
And now, swing with the team?
Yep. So they just have a really good blue-white Flyers deck. Like,
Well, so do we.
we have black, blue, red. I think Tazim is better than some of the other cards we have, but yeah, it's nice.
Chat lock. Good.
And then we can Rush of Ice, adverse conditions, adverse conditions.
Hopefully we'll draw a land so that we rush of ice and hit for 3 additional. Oh, I suppose we could just add it to the other card. So, no problem.
I'm assuming my opponent's going to play the Sphinx again. So hopefully we draw a land so that we can adverse condition, Rush of Ice, tap down their team.
Oh, you don't want to awaken?
So we could play the Wavewing Elemental.
So what's their landfall do? +1/+1?
No. It taps our creature, and if it's an island, does an untap, it lose untap step.
That was rough. So why don't we just tap down their 2 big ones
And attack for 6.
and attack for 6? Or we can tap down their biggest creature and awaken with another big dude.
We could just make the 6/6 and attack with our 6/6 and tap down their core ally and make them block with one of their real creatures.
So we might want to make 2 creatures simply because...
They can't attack. They both can't attack.
No, not this turn, but going wide helps us with their landfall that's tapping down our creatures. Whereas...
Well, we could just tap down their 2 big creatures
and make a 1/1?
And make a 1/1 and attack them for 6.
Yeah, let's do that now. Eventually we'll get around to drawing another land and rushing. I think tapping down their creatures is the best play. Leave the spell that we can actually play up.
But we're definitely not playing Rush of Ice, and they're definitely tapped out.
That's true. Alright, do not attack with Core Home God. It will die. Now keep in mind, they can gain 6 life at any time.
That's fine. And this also, playing the Scion, allows us to... Well, now they're going to gain 4 life. Allows us to play Rush of Ice next turn if we want to, no matter what.
I don't think they should have blocked there.
Not with the amount of damage or ever since retreat.
So that was the Plains, right?
Yeah, so that's not too bad for us.
So that actually doesn't matter at all because it untaps immediately.
Yeah. I mean, that said, if they don't tap out, I'm going to be really hesitant to do anything significant. Well, they Clutch of Currents are land.
So you put it back in our hand.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. So now we can, let's see, play the land, obviously.
Well, we can play a land and a Wavewing Elemental, let their stuff untap, and then we can adverse conditions again and play a land.
That sounds good. We might take a hit, but that's fine. Because we can attack right now, right?
No. Wait, are you talking about playing in adverse conditions now and attacking for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
We play the...
Wait, we can kill them.
We can? Holy crap. I'm good at this game.
Wait, no we can't.
Wait, we double tap all their creatures and we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 damage on the board, not 9.
And then we can adverse conditions. Then we can Rush of Ice and get the last through. Yeah.
Wait, we can't cast both of those in one turn.
We don't need to. We're going to cast the adverse conditions, and then we're going to put them to...
Put them to 3?
Yeah.
But wait. Then those other 2 creatures are untapping.
That's fine. They'll have a turn to attack us, and then we can Rush of Ice the big one, and we'll play land, and if we had any more lands, they're dead. This puts them dead to very few cards.
Okay.
This puts them dead to, like...
Almost every card, you mean?
Yes. This puts them dead to lands and most everything else.
Seems a little risky.
So now they can attack, but if they attack, they die. So they can't attack, but they have to kill us before we draw 2 lands. And that's assuming we don't play Wavewing Elemental or Rush of Ice with Awaken. Like, we just have too many spells. They don't have the mana equity. What they can do and what they should do is
they got a bunch
sacrifice
of life.
Blighted Steppe, yep. But they have enough mana now.
So they played another Plains, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they don't sacrifice Blighted Steppe this turn, they die. I think. Oh, no, never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have a lot of life gain. I was not anticipating playing through another big, huge creature like that, though. Now we really need to draw an Evolving Wilds. Which still won't be good enough because that Guardian of Tazim is going to murder us. Now we're kind of in a position where we really need a Rolling Thunder. I would attack with a 2/3.
Alright, so... we have, what, 5?
We can tap down a creature.
7 mana? We have 7 mana?
So we can tap down a creature. And then attack for 1, 2, 3, 4...
And the Awaken spell.
5.
So...
They block 2 of our biggest
put them
creatures.
at 5.
And they take 1, 2, 3, 4. And they go to 4. With about 4.
Well, the problem is the swing back will be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So...
15? What? It'll be 3, 4, 5. It'll be
15.
8.
Oh, sorry. It'll be
10,
11.
It'll be 13. 14. No, they have to block.
Oh, if they play a land, though, they just kill us. So that's a bad play.
7, 11, 12. They have to block both of ours. Well, the real problem is we're going to lose. If the game keeps going, we're going to lose.
Yes, and they've also got the thing to gain life again, right?
Right. So we just have to attack and hope they don't have a land. Do we have any other option?
Did they not sacrifice it earlier?
No, they played the angel.
The angel just gains them life?
Yeah, we could play the Wave Wing Elemental.
I mean, that holds back everything but their biggest creatures. So
They'll attack us for 8 and kill us in 2 turns. This is our best chance. This is our only chance to win.
Playing the big... Are you sure?
Well, okay.
That seems very risky.
We play the 3/4. They attack for 8. If they play a land, they tap down our creature and attack with everything.
That's a good point. Okay, do your way.
Like it's the only It's the only thing we can do, unfortunately. Like we just don't have an option. I don't like to be here, but we don't have a better play.
So now we're just attacking full out?
Yeah, I mean,
Except for the Coral Hound guy?
No, we're attacking with it too.
Even though it's a free block for them? There's no reason to attack with it?
They'll die if they don't. 3. They block here. 3. They'll go to 1.
And 1 puts them a land away from dying, so they won't block it.
Yeah.
Unless they think they're going to kill us on the backswing.
I mean, if they have a land, they kill us. That's where we're at, though. I mean, we're definitely losing the long game.
Alright.
Even drawing a Rolling Thunder, we lose.
Well, not now, because they're at 1.
Right, but if we drew a Rolling Thunder last turn, if we drew a Rolling Thunder this turn, it still wouldn't have been enough.
There's a pretty good chance they have a land, so...
Actually, if we drew a Rolling Thunder, we would have won, because we would have tapped their...
1, 2...
3, 4, 5, 7...
Alright, so if they have a land, they win. Otherwise, we might just got it. We might just get it. No, I don't even know if we can get it.
No, they're going to sacrifice their step.
Oh, wow. Well, there's no way to win this.
No, we have to hope that they play something else and that we draw a Rolling Thunder. But there was no way to win, so that was the correct line. That was the only line that could lead to victory. All other lines led to losing. And this line may also lead to losing, but this was the highest probability. Drawing the game out when they have a 4-5 and a 4-4 and we have a 3-4 is not going to win us the game. But we're in the finals, so we're going to play against strong decks.
Well, also, we get what we paid to enter, right?
Yes.
Close to it?
No, we get that.
No, it's only 48. The five structure is only 48 tickets, I think.
Really? I could be
This
wrong.
one.
I've been wrong before. We're doing sealed. Okay. Five structure. Turn again. Yeah, they're playing Tightening Coils. Sure.
What's Tightening Coils do?
48 now. Okay. So yeah, we didn't turn out on the head then. Wow, that's a little rough. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So So we can do... And 2 Eldrazi.
That's including
So we can
the
actually
6.
do 6 damage. So we can kill one of their
4,
creatures.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 kills one of these. So I'm going to play...
Not 9 mana kills one of those, and 9 is actually 7, so it kills the 4/4 and the 3/3.
My other thought is we could play the Sky Spawner, get a land, or get a spawn. The next turn, draw a land, hopefully, and then sacrifice and tap everything to kill both their big guys and leave them with a 3/3, a 1/1, and us with a Wave Wing. That's my play. I don't think we have a better
Are
one.
we gonna live long enough to do that?
We have to draw land within the next 2 turns. Do we have a better play to beat 4/4s? Wave Wing doesn't hold them back.
So you don't think killing the 4/4 and the 3/3 is good enough right now?
No, they'll just win with their 4/5. Their 4/5 is good enough to win by itself. This gives us a play to be ahead on board.
Okay. So if we live long enough, we'll get there.
Yeah. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, if we draw land, then we get there. We kill their 4/4 and their 4/5, and they have a 3/3 and a 1/1 that can't attack into us. I mean, there's no other plays, right? Did you see a better line that I'm missing?
No, I did not. So we die anyway though. 2 land drop.
Do we?
2 flyers. 5/5s.
Yeah, we do. That's fine.
So do we want to pull in black so that we can destroy some of their bigger creatures?
We can pull in green so I can plummet some of their creatures.
So we've got Bone Splitters and we've got Plummet. So whichever one you think's best.
I think plummet's better than bone splinters.
Alright, I mean we only need what, 1 green source? 2 green sources?
One's fine. I don't think I want to run any of these other green cards. I don't want to run that. Is there more than 1 black card I want to run? Silent Skimmer's not good enough. Dragon's not really playable. Yeah, that's it.
Just we hope for a more aggressive hand.
Okay, and we drop. 1 red source for 1 green.
And then we drop something for Plummet, right?
Yeah, good call. Yeah, just adding the green is enough.
Do we want to get rid of Sure Strike? Do we want to get rid of...
I don't know how much I like Cloud Manta.
What does that one do? 2/3?
3/2 flying.
So they only had 2 big creatures with flying. The rest there's...
Well, they did blue-white, so they probably have a lot of creatures with flying. So that might actually be good to block their
Yeah,
creature with flying.
that would be what I was trying to say. So I don't really like Pilgrim's Eye, even though it does fix the land.
I would like to keep Pilgrim's Eye. That makes it 3 sources of green. I think we drop off somewhere kind of lower.
One of the invokers,
I'd rather drop the Predator than the Evokers, just because with them having creatures that block well,
that's good.
It doesn't do as much.
Now, do we have anything that destroys enchantments? Because that enchantment did win them the game. Should we play something to destroy it?
We could consider bringing in the Feldar Cubs, but I'd rather not bring in the Feldar Cubs and the Sheer Drop. I'd rather just have the Plummet.
Okay, let's go then. Here's to winning the next 2.
Yeah, you know, and I mean, it's our first loss of it all, so it's not a bad spot to be. Looks like our opponent's significantly changing their deck. Would I like to play first?
Yeah,
No.
I think you would. You don't think so?
I have a really defensive deck. I think I'd rather draw more cards.
Okay.
That looks like a great hand.
That is a good hand. So Evolving Wilds, go get a blue. And then we'll play the Mountain. I hope it actually get value out of the Spires.
Depends
If we
if
keep
draw
drawing
land.
lands.
Yeah.
So we need to draw a land in the first couple turns, because if we don't, we'll just play the Looming Spider second turn tapped.
Yeah, we'll play blue, and if we draw land, we'll play another land, and if we don't draw another land, we'll play Looming Spires, and Nettle Drone will hopefully be our play. Oh, well that's even better.
Perfect. Still evolving laws for blue, I believe.
Yep, because then we can play Windrider Patrol. And then we have a card that is, well, we could get our...
I think we want an island.
Yeah. So now we're going to play our mountain, then our island Nettle Drone, then Looming Spires, attack with our Nettle Drone for 4. Oh wow, there we go.
This is much better. Progression of cards.
Yeah.
Because I think we're better off trying to be the offensive deck and not drawing.
You are definitely right about... you're probably right, actually, the more I think about it. Alright, let's go ahead and drop the Nettle Drone. Our opponent counters it, that's fine.
Are there any 3-mana counter spells?
Yeah, there's 2-mana counterspells.
Oh.
There's multiple 2 and 3-mana counterspells. But it doesn't really matter. I'm fine with them countering that card. Next turn, we'll play Looming Spires, get that first strike, attack
and
with
plus
it.
+1. Nice.
Attack for 4. And then during the second main phase, we'll play Invoker. And have quite a bit
And
of pressure on
basically
it.
proceed to curve
Well,
out.
actually, you know what? If we don't draw a land, I'll play Pilgrim's Eye, so that next turn we can play Windrider Patrol. You only have to hit Windrider Patrol once or twice to win the game. The Scry 2 is very powerful.
Let's do it that way. Hopefully we'll just draw a land and we'll get to keep beefing right through them.
Nope.
And then don't forget to hit them with a Nettle Drone at the end of their turn.
Yeah.
So that's a fourth of their life from Nettle Drone. That's pretty impressive.
Alright, let's get our forest. Now, if you're playing against your opponent and you know they pulled the forest, you should know that's for a plummet. Or reach cards.
Or perhaps they, think we might have some green in our deck.
We didn't have any green game 1.
That's true. And we went a pretty long time. We might not have seen it though.
We had multiple
I would
fetches.
think plummet. That's not good.
It's fine, I have a sure strike.
Alright, so we want to swing with 3-1, and if they block, kill it. Right? Well, actually, we want to swing with both.
I could play tap.
And then if they don't block, then we play our creature.
Yep. I wouldn't block here.
Oh, and we get the Invoker, so don't forget to cast that.
That's right. That's why it's such a good play. Our opponent probably felt like they had to block. All
So
right.
curving out is what we want to do against this opponent, so we want to go first.
Curving out is always good, though.
So yeah, let's just curve out and win next game, and then we won't have to worry about anything we've done in the past.
Yeah, I mean...
So actually, it doesn't matter what they play. We can just burn it or tap it down.
It's true. We have...
Now, we can also play a creature. Did they put something back in their hand?
No, they sheer dropped.
Oh, okay.
So,
So I'm thinking just play the creature and attack, not in that order.
yeah.
Now, they are representing a counterspell, right?
Don't care.
Okay.
Also, the counterspell they're representing doesn't count to this.
Oh, okay.
And they basically have to answer it. And if they answer that, we have 4 cards in our hand that answer their cards. And the combination of being able to play Adverse Conditions Outnumber is very strong. Like, that means if they play something to block, we can play Adverse
Not to
Conditions.
mention, we can clutch whatever they play and make a 3/3.
And if we draw land, it can swing for 3.
Yeah. So Well, they answered it, but we'll still scry, right? Because it's just on the attack, or is it on the damage?
Deals combat damage.
Oh, that's annoying.
And they got a sheer drop back.
So we can actually return it to our hand with clutch.
Alright, so they have a sheer drop in hand.
So ideally we draw an island on our turn, right? Clutch it, play it.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can clutch our creature, make a 3/3 and attack.
We can also outnumber their creature. Clutch one of our creatures, not attack with it, and bounce this.
Yeah, so we'll still awaken, we'll just won't attack with the awakened card.
And we get the same amount of damage through.
Yeah.
But we kill a creature. Alright, so let's go ahead.
Now, the problem with that is outnumber is much, much better later when we have more dually creatures that'll do 4 and 5 damage. And we know they have the creatures we need to kill.
Right, but they have a sheer drop, so they're going to kill one of our creatures. And we don't have that many more creatures.
Well, they're going to wait and kill our scry guy.
That's fine.
Okay.
That means we get hit once.
Okay.
Alright, let's make looming. No.
Let's make looming. Definitely looming.
Okay.
Because we don't care if that dies. We want
Or
2
gets
red,
bounced.
2. We want 2 red, 2.
I guess it's better if it gets bounced.
Yeah, it is. We want 2 red, 2 blue, and we have to have the green for the opponent.
Alright, so if our opponent kills Valakut Invoker, I'll be very happy. If they don't, it's also fine, because that means they're passing a turn. And we have adverse conditions and Runewider Portal.
Now they can actually awaken it this time, right?
They need 6. They could.
So that seems like a good plan, because doesn't it awaken for 3 or 4?
For 3, but they'll not have it for blocking.
Yeah, that's fine. They'll probably wait and do our flyer, because they know we have.
I would. Wind Rider Patrol's a must-answer card and kills you in 2 hits. That said, Valakut Invoker is getting steadily closer, and it is also another card you have to kill.
Well, I mean, we just have a lot of damage on the board right now.
Yeah.
Alright, so they didn't cast their sorcery, so now we just attack. One of them we get blocked, and then 3 will get through.
Yeah. And we play a land in a Wind Rider Patrol.
Yeah, pretty much. You might actually want to hold the land, because holding one land is fine. We don't have anything higher than
8.
Rolling Thunder. Oh, we do have the 8.
1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll present. Alright. So hopefully they spend our turn answering the Wind Rider, and we can just kill them with Rolling Thunder. Ah, the Smite.
Oh, wow. That was pretty impressive. We still got a lot of threats on the board. And what they don't know is we can tap, let their creatures in, do the final 3 damage on the next turn.
They should play their thing, kill our 2/3, and have 2 blockers. That's what I would do.
Oh. Wow.
It doesn't matter. They're dead.
So we just tap both their creatures.
No. You just Rolling Thunder them.
Oh, we can roll in Thunder for that many?
For 5, yeah.
I count 5 now.
Pilgrim's Eye is the other one. Pilgrim's Eye. We had Pilgrim's Eye.
What about it?
It does a damage.
It does the damage for what?
It flies to do a damage.
Oh! Now we can just now we don't need to do that. We just hit them for 5. We roll in Thunder. Okay.
Because we drew land.
Yeah. Okay. Pilgrim's Eye has flying. That was the final damage before we drew land.
Yeah.
So now, run it back.
They have a lot of instants and sorceries.
I don't know if that matters. Now, I do like the Valakut Predator if we're going fast.
I don't like the Valakut Predator because they have those 0/6s, and they basically just break wall that guy unless you
Good
hit
point.
Evolving
Good
Wilds. Alright, I think
Yeah, just go.
Alright.
Oh, man. This is intense. This is for a lot of points.
Well, it's not that many. It's for like
Double, isn't it? 48 versus 96. That's
yeah, I guess
exactly
it
double.
is double, huh?
And it all comes down to this match.
It all comes down to this player draw. Well, I will say, the thing I like about this deck is we haven't had a mulligan yet. We'll see this
Oh my god. Why did you mention that?
Are you a superstitious man, Brad?
No, I'm not. But
Okay,
it's
then
really
it doesn't
annoying.
matter.
Because now I'm going to get super annoyed when it happens.
Yeah, but we haven't had a mulligan. And let's do the consistency of our deck. We're running 18 lands. We have a lot of low drops. You know, we could get unlucky. We could get our normal 30 lands in a row or no lands in a row.
That's true.
It happens.
So we dropped one game the entire tournament.
It's only the games. You lose 2 in the same match, and that's all that matters.
Yep. Man. That's going to be rough.
We'll see. Our
That's
opponent
going to be
is
the bad beats right there.
making some decisions. It's just not that. It's not really bad beats. Bad beats is when we draw a great hand and like they play like Gideon into Gideon. Gideon into Gideon is bad beats. Like Gideon minus kills the guy, and you're like, oh, that's weird. And then they're like, or like Gideon make a guy pass, and they're like Gideon sacrifice, and all their guys have +2/+2, and you're like, oh, the game is unwinnable. I forgot. Right? That's unwinnable, right?
Yeah.
Basically, you know, unless you're.
I mean, all lands right now would pretty much piss me off, though. Or no lands.
I'll keep any configuration.
So I feel like we lose a game.
Okay, we gotta
See, this is a terrible hand, though.
Why?
Because we need a curve. I mean, we're not going to mulligan because it's not going to get any better.
It's a
But
fine hand.
we need to draw a 2-drop into a 3-drop, I feel like.
You got 2-drop. We need to draw a mountain and a 3-drops.
Yeah. And we need to do it quick.
Well, not necessarily. We have 2 Wavewing Elementals, a Rolling Thunder, and a Coom Firebird.
I don't
Should
know.
things go late, I feel like having these guys. You haven't seen the power of a Coom Firebird. It's landfall, get a 3/3 back. Like, it's an unfair card.
I don't know. We better get there pretty soon, or we're just not going to get there because we have no mountains, and we need 2 mountains to play either card.
Oh, I agree. I would love to draw Mountain, and if it doesn't happen, it'll be unfortunate. And if we don't draw any lands, it'll be unfortunate. But we only need 1 more land to basically get to a Wavewing Elemental and buy us time. And hopefully we'll hit some amount of lands that matter. We have tons of red sources.
That's true. It can happen.
Statistically, we will be able to play everything in our hand. Not immediately, which is depressing. I mean, a Coom Firebird on 4 is a 3/3 flying haste. Like, it's awesome. The downside is it does attack each turn to Fable, and that can be bad. Like...
Well,
let's get in there for 2.
I feel bad that we're not playing anything.
I do too. That said, our opponent hasn't played anything, so they're not ahead on stuff. I mean, we are ahead 1 card on tempo. We went second, so our opponent. Okay, play our forest. We could play our adversity conditions and play our Wavewing next turn, and in fact, I think we will.
Yep, I think we should. And hit them for 2.
Now, we could have waited till their turn to do this to buy more time. And
No, we want to do 2 damage.
I was going to say, and because so many of our cards have line, but I think that they have more powerful cards. I think they have better cards.
They do
in their
have more powerful cards.
They have better cards in their deck. So this turn, this will play us a Wavewing, and then hopefully we draw a land instead of play a second Wavewing. And with 2 Wavewings out, we'll be in a position that they will be hard-pressed to mount a good offense or defense. Outside of the Guardian. Guardian Tazim is one of the best cards in the whole set.
Yeah. Definitely best for draft.
And if...
I mean, it's probably better than some Planeswalkers.
Yes. Gideon is better than it, but I would take Guardian over... Oh, wow. That is a sad typing
That feels
quote.
real good right there. That feels real good.
So our opponents are worried. That's what that tells me.
All right, do it.
We're Nation Guide Swing
Attack for 1.
It's true. Brad's all about the little bits of damage.
Yeah, I'm all about playing correctly.
Well, there's the thing about them playing something to kill it.
Oh, if they do that, you will just jump for joy.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, it's a 1/1. Please kill it.
All right. So Wavewing.
Da 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 da.
And we actually can make Wavewing unblockable. Assuming we don't draw anything, we'll play Ruination Guide, and then we have Wavewing every turn.
Yeah. I hope we draw a land every turn.
Yeah?
For at least 2 lands in a row. Two mountains in a row.
That would be great. That would be ideal.
2 mountains in a row would pretty much make my day. Oh, man. That is cool. Wow.
Okay, so they've got time on their side.
A lot. A lot of time.
I don't...
Well, I mean, we can take one or we can not take... It doesn't really matter.
I'd rather have the ability to make my guys unblockable. It's not like they're going to have that attack open to them next turn. And I mean, every turn we don't draw land, I can just activate Wavewing Elemental, and now I have a Plummet for when they play their Guardian. I'm only going to play Plummet on the Guardian.
That's pretty hardcore.
I can't imagine anything that they could play that would be more threatening. Even their normal 4/4 is not as threatening, because I can somehow mount a defense.
Well, you can
against
Rolling Thunder that. You can Rolling Thunder the other thing. It just takes a lot longer, right?
Yeah. Alright, so that's also a problem.
Yeah, I mean, we're just literally not drawing anything. Like, this is really ridiculous. Wow. Incredible.
Alright, well, I'm going to actually not attack because we're not winning. 4-3. Actually, are we winning that race?
4-3? No, it's 5-3.
Why is it 5?
Because they attack with the other creatures as well. They
attack
can only
with all
block
3.
one of them. So
we
it's
take
5-3. So we take 5 and they take 3. That puts them down to 12 and then us down to
It's not going to work with this
14.
Alright, so...
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
And we get to leave Plummet up. So hopefully they play some kind of flyer.
Well, hopefully we just get 2 red mana in a row. Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we just put the 3/4 in front of that other one. I don't know why. Oh, they can't attack with a 1/1.
We wait another turn before this block, right?
Before what?
Before we chump block. We don't need to chump block yet.
Yeah, I mean, just because you might want to use the ability.
Yeah.
This is going downhill fast.
I mean, we haven't drawn the lands we need.
This happens so often. Like, the one game that we could have won had we drawn lands, we just didn't.
I mean, you know,
I
we
mean,
can play a Plummet.
Yeah. That's just impressive. So, this is why it's hard to enjoy Magic all the time.
Variance is part of the game. Alright, so
Variance to this degree is not fun.
I think we don't Plummet the Shadow Glider.
So at this point, you probably should think about trading your 3/2 for their 2/3.
Not for their 1/1 and take 2.
Yeah, you can do it that way. That's fine.
They probably have a trick.
I mean, yeah, they have everything, so... And then you might as well jump block the other guy, too.
Oh, this lost flying.
Reset blockers is a button.
Oh, there we go. Alright.
You should have done the other one. Never mind. Should have jump blocked.
No. Do you think we should Plummet or do you think we should hold? I think we should hold.
I think you should hold the bullet, but I do think you should chump block.
We'll chump block next turn. Alright, now we're going to Plummet. He would have played something if he had something, and we really can't afford to play around stuff anymore. We really need to draw some sort of action.
Wow.
All red cards and 6-mana spells. Sometimes you just get the bad hands.
Well, that's a poor way to lose.
It is. I mean, we're not dead this turn.
I don't see us crawling back out of this.
Trade. If we have a way to answer the Kozilek's Channeler.
We do. 1 red mana. Sure strike.
How does that answer it?
Just block and sure strike.
We're going to lose both of our We're going to lose our 3-2 this turn.
Oh, never mind then. There's nothing we can do to win then. You might as well concede.
I think you concede too early.
Oh, wait. You shouldn't block there then. We're not going to die. You don't have to lose that. Why did you already assume that we lost that? So this way, sure strike can get us out of it.
Right.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Just concede.
What? Brad's all about the conceding life.
Well, I mean, when you see this hand where we're about to discard cards, then, you know.
It hurts.
That is a rage quit.
Yeah, do it. You rage quit. I don't. Hope to draw something. The real problem is getting to the point now that we're getting tight on time as well. The mountain has come!
Alright, play an Invoker or the Tunneling Geopede. Either one. They're both going to die. But we've stabilized because we just throw a blocker in front of it every turn.
Yeah, if we draw another red source, then we're fine.
Oh. Well, that wouldn't work. Never mind.
Oh, okay, so they drew their Guardian. Okay, now they win. Sometimes you just don't draw at all. I think we would have done really well if we drew any lands or mountain rounds. The second Wave Wing might have let us race. Red sources might have let us.
I mean, a red source in any reasonable amount of time, we'd have probably been fine.
But sometimes it just doesn't come together.
So you can just concede. It's over.
No, Brad, never concede. Never concede. What if our opponent disconnects?
Okay, could happen.
What if our opponent makes a mistake?
I don't think they could make a mistake big enough to matter. I think you should block the other way.
Why?
I don't know.
True irony.
Alright, can we Rolling Thunder and kill them? Can we Rolling Thunder and kill their 4/5?
We can. But they hit us.
Then you should have blocked the other way. Yes.
Why?
Because had you blocked the other way, then we would still have some life.
Then we would just die to their other creature.
No, because we're killing their other creature.
No, we would die to their 4/4. We would take the same amount of damage either way.
Oh, okay, whatever.
I don't think there's a way out of this. You can 5 damage. We can play a creature post-combat and then have nothing else. We can play 2 creatures and chump block and die to the flyer. Yeah, we're just dead.
Alright.
That hurts my heart that we got everything too late. But sometimes it just breaks out kind of bad. You know, we got new resources there.
Pretty rough. Considering we lost 2 games.
We did. We lost 2 games in the same match, and one of them was a good game, and the other one was just us not getting anything at any time. So Mobius